It's stream time. Durgan's first, Kalek second. Nice, nice. Welcome to the stream. Oh, the thing is still on. Whoops. There's a beam. Wanna sit with me on the chair? Wil je op de stoel zitten? Beam. Beam. Kom op. Ja. Oh, wat een grote beam. Oh, it takes him a while, but he's here, he's here. Is dat lekker warm? Ja. Lekker. Beam is a silly boy and my ass is burning because of the heating blanket. So I am sorry, Beam, but I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Ay, ay, ay. Stream time. It's hydrate time too. Okie dokie. That's a good idea. How are we all doing? I do not have any drink. Fuck. Oh, damn. I do have the bottle. Still sad you lost your streak? Aw, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, we do. We do have new emotes. I overhauled most of them. Because I noticed that both me and the community weren't using a whole lot of the previous ones that I made. And I felt like I needed something coherent. And something... Like, I'm not that great, I think, at making emotes. I want to make something that's, you know, you can see what it is. But I often feel like whatever I make when it comes to emotes, it's not really visible. And I felt like maybe that was the problem as well with the previous ones that I made. Even though, like, people say like, oh, just use your own face. You know, it's fine. But like, I cannot draw that small. And then I found some silly smileys online and I was like, oh, what if I make my own versions? So I did. And they were sort of, they're pretty good. They're pretty visible. I was like, well, fuck it. The bouncy one is so cute. I have even more, I just couldn't upload them all. Because I don't have more space. I like most of them. Because they're really cute. We also have them in the Discord, by the way. I've overhauled a lot of emotes in the Discord and on Twitch. I did have to remove a bunch of older emotes. For the majority, it was the Grammys. It was fun while it lasted, but also those weren't like used a whole lot, which is understandable because they were just, you know, somebody else's face, and they were not really made to portray separate emotions. Can your thigh clap thunder? Gee. They can. Well, not today, because I'm wearing pants. Unless I take off my pants. Am I gonna take off my pants? For chat? For stream? What will Buddha say? I lost my streak. This bridge looks great to drive off right now. I mean, I don't think it should be that serious, but... It's a very serious question to me. What does it mean to be able to clap thunder? Like, is it just clapping them together and as long as they make a sound, it's okay? Don't own a car. Either way, do not yeet yourself off a fucking bridge. Preferably, we like you in not pancake form. Ugh. I am tired. My neck is still stiff. My shoulders are still stiff. And I'm hungry for snackies. Clap together, that makes the loudest, like a gunshot. Like a thunder, like a lightning. Almost can make a trillion sun heating in one nanobacteria. That's how you clap thunder. I don't know. To be honest, I never tried. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to produce such a loud sound. But they are jiggly. So I'm pretty sure there is a sound when I smack them together. Can my thighs break watermelons? No. No, you gotta go to Buff Pop for that. I am just jiggly. I'm not muscle. I am the watermelon myself. Oh. There's only jiggle. No muscle. Well, there's some muscle, but... Man, I need to get back to my exercise. I haven't done any this week. So bad. Buff Pop doesn't notice me? Yeah, that's a rough one. I feel you there. I feel you there. Although she did like some of my fan art. She has been liking my fan art. On one of which she even commented. And now I probably look really weird. So, you know, it's just healthy adoration, okay? It's just healthy adoration. Jealous I don't draw. I mean, you could draw. You could start drawing. You can, you know, you can draw Buff Pop. You can post it in her fan art channel in the Discord. Pretty cool, pretty cool. There's some pretty cool stuff in there. Lots of pops posting fan art. But this is not advertisement for Buff Pop. You can also draw me. You can also draw me and post it in my Discord. I'd be happy with it. Busy learning Unity. Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, you were working on a game, right? How's that going? Opinion on my stinky skill issue art. I like your stinky skill issue art. I think it's cool art. It's pretty art. It's pretty. Brrr. Brrr. Speaking of game stuff, I am hoping to work on some game animations today. Or a animation. I don't know. I have to figure out how to... Be doing? No? Oh, just VR. Yeah, just a VR chat. Wacko. Wait, but then what are you doing? Are you making models? Somebody else then was making a game. Damn. Talk about VR chat. Yesterday was the most wildest, most crazy 3 AM VR chat of my life. What happened? Oh, we should go back to VR chat at some point. I kinda... Once I do have the possibility, I wanted to commission Andy. See if he could make me a 3D model. That's maybe a bit more based on like this one. But that's in the future. First I gotta make sure that the new job is okay. Then I gotta buy the new PC in the beginning of next year, hopefully. And then we're gonna save up some money. And then hopefully, maybe somewhere in the summer next year, I can commission. Because I definitely dipped into my savings with this other job that I had. Because it did not pay enough. Definitely not. Even after I negotiated, like, hey, can I be taken off the weekend shift, but not like take away my hours? Maybe increase the hours, and we can set in all those hours throughout the week. And also, like, what would I get paid? And I didn't even get paid the same amount as if I were to switch to the new job. So I was like, well, I'm out. See you later. You know, my model is always a wheelchair. To be fair, you know I'm a PC player, so I'm always using a model that didn't use hand. I was just bored, so I decided to randomize every place I could. Around 45 minutes, since my wheelchair model didn't actually show my name, since my actual name tag is reverted, and it's on the ground, so it's funny. Oh, where's this going? Wait, did you kidnap somebody? Did somebody sit in you and did you kidnap them? It's actually difficult to get into. Every time I think of getting on, I get this sudden fatigue. Oh. Oh. Like, literally, like, exhaustion? Or is it maybe... What's it called? There's a specific thing. They say that's very common in ADHD people. What is it? It's like, you want to work on it, but you cannot put yourself to work on it. Like, you can literally, it's like you're fighting your own brain of like, get the fuck up and do the thing that we want to do. Yet you still can't get up and do the thing that you want to do. I'm in a server with 2 people, just hiding as a wheelchair like prop, pulling out the gigantic cock and start doing that shit. I'm standing flabbergasted. I can't move. I pretend to be a prop since I don't know what to do at the point that they fucking in VR. What the fuck? Like, okay, now I gotta know. Were these 2 people that are in different areas and only fucking in VR chat? Or were they in the same room as well? And were they fucking like in VR chat and in real life? Furries or e-girls? E-girls. With the girl cock. Oh. Wait, is that allowed in VR chat? Last time I heard something bad about VR chat was Shy Lily putting a pear up her fucking coochie and she got banned. Or was that Twitch? I thought that was VR chat. What the fuck? I think as long as it's not public. But you were in that room, so that means it was public, right? Otherwise you couldn't have gone in. Since that server only 2 people and me, since I randomize. But it was still public, because if it's not public, you should be able to get in. It's like hiding so... But then why would you not turn it on? Why do... If you're gonna be fucking in a room, why are you not gonna fucking turn off the public setting? Technically, if someone reports, probably. What? That's fucking nuts! I did not know that was a thing that could happen in... You know, this is the internet. Anything can happen, I guess. Hi, Andy. What are we talking about? Chia was in VR chat yesterday, and apparently, after randomizing some rooms, popped into a room where 2 people were fucking each other and pulling out gigantic cocks. What the fuck? They busy fucking, they don't notice, I slowly move right. Well, here's the funny one. They busy fucking, they don't notice, I slowly moving right. But until one of the girls noticed the wheelchair starts moving and I'm just quickly standing. Oh no. I'm invested in this. Please let us know what happened. Both of them just fling-flong their cock until I just decide I left. Wait, they just started to like flip-flop it around? And the internet really surprised me, I wonder. It still surprises me sometimes. I'm not happy about it, but it still does. They're just standing in front of me. So they were just... And their cocks just right at my screen. So they were basically just... One of those... What's it called? The jumping spiders that just up their arms when they see something threatening and they start dancing. They did that, but just with cocks. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure if I want to play VR chat anymore, because I don't want that to happen on my fucking stream. A natural defense mechanism like crows cocking, but with wieners. The wiener whacking. Did they helicopter their dick? What am I listening to? I'm so sorry. Oh my god. It's like a typical hangout game. Yeah, you know. You just pop in, say hi, pull out your cock, and you start wiener whacking until... Hey man, you wanna play some VR chat? Come, we're gonna go wiener whacking the weirdos. Quickly, the helicopter technique. We must create a barrier. Never seen that shit in VR before. Only seen it on Twitter. VR porn recommends shit. I'm now really curious. Like, were these also the type of people? Because I've seen these silly videos where people that are like absolutely fucking chronically online. Which, don't get me wrong, I am also very addicted to the internet, and I am also chronically online very much.
Marley XD.
Hi Paka, welcome to the stream. How you doing? I saw these videos about people that are literally getting angry at others that just touch their avatar. They're like, oh my god, stop touching me. I have phantom feelings. I have phantom touch. You cannot do this. Oh my god, I'm gonna ban you. And then like the entire groups of people are like, hey man, yeah, you can't do that. They can literally feel you. They're in VR chat so long. They have phantom touch or something. And I'm like, this is not fucking Sword Art Online, you fucking loser. Get the fuck out. Like, I'm fucking addicted to the internet as well. But even I know, if you're starting to think like that, you're gonna have to go outside and eat some grass. Stick it up your ass. I don't care what you do with the grass, but you gotta do something. Your brain needs oxygen. Hey man, the wheels are acting cute. Ooh, Andy's at the 500 almost. I want to make the leaderboard. I want to make a cute little arts piece that we can have as a leaderboard. And we put it up on here on the comfy chat. And then I'll just use some text in OBS to like write on it who's like number 1 and number 2 and number 3. I think we said we were doing 5 people, the top 5.
Phantom touch? How about you touch some sunlight, damn?
Yeah. How about you start touching something like actual existing inside your vicinity instead of just, oh my god. But I was saying that because now I was wondering, were those e-girls that have that type of thing going on inside their head and be like, oh my god, I can feel your cock inside my pussy. Ugh. But then, like, could you even hear them? What were they saying? Or was it the standard bad porno? Oh my god, harder! Yes! They moan in it. Was it good moaning though? Was it at least good? Please tell. Oh my god. Okay, it was good. Okay, so it was not the bad porno type of kind. So Phantom Sense is a little real, but those people are blowing it. Yeah, no, I know Phantom Sense is real. Is it called Phantom Sense? I think I said Phantom Touch. Sorry. I know it's real, but not to that extent. It's not like you're completely like. If it's bad, I would leave immediately, to be honest, with their model acting actually looking good too. Damn. Did you at least get their username so you could befriend them? Like, hey, guys, can I join in later on next time? Oh. Bro, I'm gonna cry. What is this interaction? I must say, I would not expect to find that either, but I have not been in VR chat that often. Only once. You know, on that one stream that we did. I'm a PC player, how am I fucking... I don't know, roleplay? That's what they're doing. Unless they were in the same room, I don't see how to... Just put a dildo in the seat of your wheelchair and be like, sit down, ladies. My lady, I am here with your car, with your seats. Would you like to go shopping first, or... Get in, loser, we're going vibrating. That's how you gotta do it, it's all in your head. Yeah, you just gotta roleplay it. I see, because unless they were in the same room and also fucking in that room while they were on VR, I don't see how they were fucking... Well, they're getting a little freaky, we're gonna cleanse. Oh my god, yeah, on this Christian server no less. What will Buddha think? Jeez. Poor Buddha, I'm sorry. Harder, daddy. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. You ever seen that girl that had a fucking machine on her moped? No. Is it on Pornhub? Do you have a link? I've seen some of those machines go real hard though, so be sure to have some backup batteries for when it turns off. I don't know the video now. Damn it, you didn't save it? Man, we're missing out here. Oh my ass. Beam is taking almost my entire fucking seat. Beam, can I put... Oh, you turned around again. My ass hurts from clinging onto the edge of the seat. Ugh. So, when are we gonna play VR? Jesus. You call it multitasking? Yeah, you know. Get on the moped, get fucked, do some groceries. Deliver a package. Do Uber Eats, the Uber drive, and... VR chat sex only exists in America, not gonna lie. I mean, even if it wasn't, I'm gotta be honest, I don't want to end up in a room with Dutch people having sex. Have you ever seen Dutch porno? It's really fucking bad. Ugh. I'm still traumatized by Vtuber. That did not. That made my fucking uterus implode. Just ping the server. I put my shit on in a heartbeat. Oh, with the VR chat. I mean, I was sort of joking, but also sort of not. Not that I want that on stream, but it was pretty fun hanging out with people in VR chat. I just don't really... Like, we've only done the fishing game, and that's all I know. We were in a lobby, we were checking out models, and we were fishing. You check DMs? You reminded me of a funny. I like funny. Ladies haven't seen. Somebody was going through Omegle video calls, and this dude popped off for half a second before skipping the dude from below. Oh my god. Omegle, that site, as problematic as it was kind of funny, but also I'm surprised it was up as long as it did. Shit on my glasses. Randomized plays is pretty fun sometimes. I see places never seen before. Talking about Marley VR sex stream? No. Chia was talking about how they were doing randomized rooms and then suddenly popped into a room with two people having VR sex. But I was talking also about a possible VR chat in the future. VR stream. Again, I think it was pretty okay. I liked the fishing. Fishing was pretty neat. And I think afterwards, Varsh actually managed to fix the model a little bit because the eye was stuck and the mouth wasn't moving. But other than that, it was working. Thanks to Varsh, because I had no idea how to put it even into VR chat. That reminds me. You needed to do a few things in VR chat, right? To be able to upload models. That's also why I needed help, because I did not have an account that could upload models. So if I'm gonna commission Andy in the future...
So I have this idea for an anime plot.
Oh, what about it? If I'm gonna commission Andy in the future for a 3D model, and if I want to use that for VR chat, then I will have to make sure that I know how to upload it. Which I don't. I also don't know what program to use if I want to use it for streaming, to be honest. Anyway. Welcome to the stream, Apollo. What's the anime about? To be honest?
So there's this girl, big boob, like some real big honkers.
Oh my god. I already know where this is going. Humongous hungalungadadungas. To be honest.
Like real hanga belongas.
Really big hungadungaladoos. To be honest, with the websites as sketchy as Omegle and as dangerous as the internet used to be, I'm pretty sure more than just one person suffered because of Omegle in the way they shut it down for. Which was death, a lame thing, but it's no news. I mean, so many people probably got groomed on there as well, and like got exposed. I got exposed to unwanted dick pics on Omegle. I think I've been on there for like once or twice, and then I was like, yeah, no, never mind, no thank you.
Like some bing boing wonga boobles.
Bing boing wonga boobles? My god, not the bonga boobles. Or the wonga boobles. The bonga boobles are okay, but the wonga boobles? Oh my god. Oh my god, those have to be censored. Those are too big. I remember people like Jacksepticeye and Pewds for like a few times went on Omegle and like used a few hashtags, but they couldn't do it for too long because, you know, people with their cock out would find out about it and then use those tags to find those people, those fangirls and stuff, and then whip their cock out and start masturbating. It was fun to see people's reactions to like just randomly finding Jacksepticeye or Pewds. Maybe even Markiplier. I'm not sure if Markiplier did it. But I can understand that Omegle got shut down. Contact Mask about funding this magnum opus.
First thing I hear. Females with them cock, whip them out.
Females with them cock? I mean, yeah, whip them out. Not in here though. That's illegal. And it got shut down and literally sighed with relief. I mean, fair. There were also a lot of racists on there. Haters, trolls, groomers. Yeah, I'm surprised that Omegle... How long was Omegle active for? It was active for a long time. I'm gonna look it up. How long? $14 years! Oh my god, that's even longer than I thought it was. I thought it was like 6 or 7 years. 14 years! Motherfucking site was almost legal themselves. Fucking hell. If I knew a website that regularly had GOG on it. That's almost fucking half my lifespan. What has replaced Omegle? Wait, Omegle is replaced. Trust me, I thought it'll last only 6 years, given the potency of toxicity at most. Given the amount of cocks I had seen on there that I did not ask for. Yeah. I'm surprised it took 14 years for it to get shut down. Because it also never got any updates for like moderation, right? It was just Omegle. And it was just like, turn on your webcam, pull your cock out, or turn on your webcam and hope you don't find cock. Crazy to think you're already 29. I know, right? Jeez, life goes fast. 29. Damn. Soon I'll be 29. In December. Are there any that you did ask for? No. No. I did not ask for dick on Omegle. If I wanted to see dick, I went to Pornhub. Or any other website that had hentai. Thank you for the hydrate, Kaz. Welcome to the stream. Up. Not yet that I know of. I've been trying. Remember Omegle from those Omegle scare pranks? Oh, there were some good ones on there. Yeah, scare pranks and just people that were just they made videos or something that just. Oh no, wait. They didn't like make a video. They were. This person, I think, is still active actually on YouTube nowadays. It was a guy that dressed as a girl and then was pretending to be a girl and was like fooling around with people. But then when they would find these fucking groomer masturbator fuckers, they would just suddenly like start showing their muscle and they wouldn't say anything. And this dude kind of has a heavy, I think, Russian accent, and then suddenly started talking, and the fucking masturbator would just click away so fucking fast. It was fucking hilarious. Hi! Remember the first time I opened up the orange website, I was like, age verification? No, I must press no. This is a deal with the devil you're doing, and he know. It's basically, yeah. It's basically a little devil, little angel. Do it. No. Do it. No. There's a cat and a dog. Do it. No. Do it. No. Push it off the table. No. Push it off the table. No. Let me see if I can find out what the dude's YouTube is actually. Let's see. I love how one of the recommendations when you type in Russian guy on YouTube, one of the things that pop up is Russian guy dressed as girl, and I immediately get the dude I was talking about. His name is Vladimir or Vlad on YouTube. He also started doing this on the streets as well, actually. And spreading awareness, making videos to spread awareness on how unsafe some areas are in some places. Like he will just walk around dressed as the girl that he uses as a persona on the internet as well. And he will get catcalled so many times. And like there have actually been moments where even he felt like uncomfortable, and I'm like, oh my god, please don't get stabbed. Like the one of Finn, pre-trans, finding another guy disguised as a girl. They both looked at each other suspicious until the other guy said, bro, why you so fucking ugly? And then they both... Yeah, I think I've seen that one, yeah. That was in the period of time when Finster was still doing the dress as a girl streams, right? But also, Finster is a little bit of a confusing situation because, and I don't exactly know her pronouns either, because I think I've seen videos of, I'll say her, just in case, of her explaining like not being sure herself about what she feels like on the inside now. But I think she has started HRT. Imagine the girl reveals he's a guy and the other guy just gets faster. Hi, Fairback. Sorry, I'm late again. Just got out of the shower and put bandages on yourself. Wait, what did you do? You cut yourself with a razor while shaving your Legos. Gotta be careful with that. Been doing girl month for like 18 months. Yeah, doing girl month for 18 months. And then be like, how about we keep it? Shaving my legs, yeah. Usually it goes right. But I have some moments when I'm shaving my legs. It's just, I have these random spots with just blood and I'm like, I didn't even feel cutting myself. What the fuck happened? I'm like, where's all this coming from? I should have felt this. The idea of, damn, you got a nice butt. And Vladimir just goes with the most manly voice, like, yeah, you too, man. But that's the type of stuff he does, yeah. As far as I know, they are gender fluid and accept any pronouns, but I don't recall exactly where I had seen that. That would make sense. That would make sense. Because I have seen several videos of them, I'll then say them, of them also still dressing in the guy clothes that they have. And being okay being perceived as a guy and being okay being perceived as a girl. As a lady. Hi Vidya! Welcome to the stream! Was one wild scrubbing if you need bandages after shower. In 4 spots even. Need to replace. Yeah, you need to replace that razor. Holy shit. That's some extreme foliation. Wanna flex? I can shave myself in the shower with my eyes closed with a disposable razor and not get cut once. I'm a master of the blade. I wanted to make a joke, but I shouldn't. I need to buy... No, I don't need to buy new razors, but I am going through my razors like really fucking quickly. I bought a disposable razors as well, like the little disposable razor heads. Hi Storm! Welcome to the stream! How you doing? And I bought the guy version because not only was the packaging more filled with more razors, but it was also cheaper. And I'm like, I don't fucking care that it's blue. I'm not paying for pink tax. You can suck my nuts. But I forgot how quickly disposable razors get clogged. It is really fucking annoying. And I can't fucking unclog them because like the backside is covered. I can't get the gunk out. Fucking hell. So like I use them a few times and then I have to throw them away. So basically I'm not saving any money after all. I'm afraid. Damn. I am lightly concerned. Make the joke, live your truth. Oh. Where? Beam? Beam is making space for me. You're so sweet. Oh, look at you. Look your little stinky Beam. Ooh. Happy Beam. I'll need to get that straight razor game. Got one that uses like disposable half razor blades. And it was a smooth shave. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't cut myself that often. But also, I can't fucking see under the shower. I have to feel around where everything is, okay? I have to do the touchy-feely to find all the fucking stuff I need to shave. Besides my fucking armpits, I can't fucking see. I need to sit in a pretzel to just look at my legs and be like, did I get everything? Did I get everything? Like, fuck. Can I move this? No, I cannot. Damn. I wanted to make a joke, but... Yeah, that just zooms in on my boobs. I mean, I know you guys wouldn't mind, but that was not gonna help with the joke. Guys do get better razors and better shaving wax. Yeah, they do. They do. And it's also less expensive. At least over here. Pink tax is real. And it fucking sucks. 80. But shaving wax for girls did nothing for my face. Maybe it was delicate. Maybe it was for the delicate area. And it might be less aggressive with the hair, because the more aggressive the what's it called? The shaving wax is, the more harm it does to the downstairs. Our downstairs is sensitive. Girls do get less hair and it's much softer. I don't know if you have a big bush. Fucking speaking of a big bush. Did you guys see the fucking thong that the Kardashians are fucking selling? Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Show me those thighs. I can do that. I have to move a little bit around though. Sorry, I zoomed in on my crotch. I added extra physics. We now also have a y-axis for the physics. Don't look at the holes in my spacesuit. I actually didn't notice until I was done with the model, and I refused to go back in and change it. I'm glad at moments like these you still get to see the hands and the amount of effort I put into making the turning mechanic, even though you barely ever fucking see it. Hello? Hello? Hi. I'm here. I'm in front of the chat. Wait, give me a moment. Oi! It moved me. I did not tell you I wanted to go down again. I say it was because I shaved, I think, twice since I separated from the military. Damn, so you got a big bush as well. You guys using razor shape? I use tape. You using tape? I don't use any. I just use a razor. And some soap. That's it. Sometimes not even that. Because it all stings. See the extra physics? Fuck yeah! I think I also put it in the titties. On the titties, the y-axis is not really visible. It's because of the spacesuit. It's packing too tight. Just drag a PNG of the Kardashian thong over your model. It's like pirating gross undies. It's so fucking disgusting. But also, the same type of people that were like all these years advertising for, oh my god, girls have to be skinny, girls have to be hairless, girls have to be pretty.
I've been shaving my face. I have trimmed downstairs more often.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking about a bush on your face. I'm sorry. Like, it's so fucking hilarious and sad to see how at some point one of the Kardashians was also like, oh my god, I don't look young anymore, people are so mean to me and meh. Like, yeah, get used to the real world, lady. But now they're like, oh, you want to spend $40 on a hairy thong? While we all these years told people to get lasered and like get smooth because hair is disgusting. I mean, don't get me wrong, hair is disgusting. I personally do not like hair. If you want a bush, feel free to have a bush. I do not like having a bush because I do not like the sensation of it. It's too overstimulating. But like, it's so fucking hypocritical of like, oh, here, all these years I'll tell you guys to fucking shave and laser your bush. By the way, you want it back? Here, you have 40 bucks. Or pay us 40 bucks. And buy a bush. How am I even gonna wash it? Do I put it in the fucking laundry? Or do I put it in the shower with some shampoo? What? First shave, then tape after? What tape? What's the tape? What's the tape for? I'm confused. Like girls wearing socks more than anything else. I mean, some good thighs, some good thigh highs. Or like, even just calves. Like socks that are going over the calves.
Instead of wax, there is tape.
Oh. I'm stupid. I was already like, I was thinking of like using tape to make shapes and then like shave it to have like an never mind. Forget I said anything. Instead of, yeah, it's basically then the same idea as waxing. I'm just dumb. I think I've only used the tape then at some point, because I never used like wax that I had to melt myself. Man, that's a mess, by the way. Fucking hate waxing. I want to laser it all off. I don't want hair. Hair is annoying. Gonna guess using the tape like painter's tape and guiding the razor. I was thinking the same thing. Like, use the tape to make shapes and then use like the razor to cut out the shapes that you don't want, and like the tape holds down the hair that you do want to keep. It's painful, but well, I don't know. I'm broke. Honestly, same. That's the reason I still shave. I don't have money for laser. My face when people are now wearing toupees on their cooch. Right? It's so fucked up. And they even went above and beyond.
Make everything better, except for Alderaan.
Alderaan? What the fuck is Alderaan? Like, they even went above and beyond to make different skin colors, different hair colors, and different fucking hair types. You have straight ginger hair.
This typic Marley. You saw me in red at TwitchCon 3 months ago. We are hairy as Chewbacca.
Was it 3 months ago? Was it only 3 months ago? It feels so much longer ago. It's October now. 1, 2, 3. Hey, yo, fuck, you're right. What? No, it's 4 months. Because it was in May. Fair. Still, 4 months is not that long. But it also feels very long. Life is short, but it's also incomprehensibly long. That was the planet they blew up with the Death Star in Star Wars. Oh, I've never watched Star Wars or Star Trek. I think my dad watched it when I was younger. I just kept mixing them up. I was like, which spaceship is this? I never got into it. Not even with like the animation series later on and everything. Which one's better? Star Wars or Star Trek? Just remember one awful scene where somebody was apparently stuck in the floor, but not like because the floor broke and they fell through it. It sort of became not solid and they phased through it, but then it became solid again and they were stuck in it, and I was just sitting there like, that fucking person just fucking suffocated to death. Jesus fucking Christ. Need to watch Star Trek. It is optimistic space communism. I mean, yeah. I don't know. If you want to, you should.
What's better, Star Wars or Star Trek? I'd have to pick Marley Gremlin.
I'll have my own series. Star are, Gremlin. Fuck yeah.
And in all that's going on, I cannot get over how dapper Mask looked. But to be fair, it was nice seeing you peeps.
He was awfully dapper, yeah. I did not, I was like, holy damn, look at you. Like an absolute gentleman. And he even gave us candy and we did not die. He did not poison our snacks this time. It was so nice seeing everybody. It was a lovely dinner as well that we had at the sushi place. You know, aside from the fact that I was tweaking out because of all the stress. Having a good time with everybody did sort of like make me forget about the stress a little bit.
Storm was looking at your peeps.
Not my peeps! He was peeping at my peeps! Damn. Star Trek is not really communism, it does have capitalistic stuff. It is a federation, I think. I have no idea. Borp. Borp borp. Uh-oh. Is that a delivery guy? Not for me. Ew! You're welcome. I made it with love. I opened my sphincter for you. My stomach sphincter and then my mouth sphincter and I made it with love. Should could have gone to TwitchCon and looked at Molly's peeps. I don't know. Speaking of TwitchCon, I don't know if I'm gonna go next year to like the con itself. But if possible, I would like to make a trip on at least one day to go there. Cause like, this sleeping in that bed, the bed I was in, man, the bed what I was in was so horribly creaky. Like I couldn't even fucking move my head without it creaking. I did not sleep
Marley,
well.
do you like spaceship designs? I can send you a video of a guy talking about a Star Trek ship. If you want, you can also turn the stream into a React stream. That would be fine, XDD.
It would be funny. What? I mean, we were gonna draw, but we could do that too. You know, we're gonna need some inspiration for later. Because I am space obsessed. Did we really not think that Cybon was not gonna be in space? Of course it's gonna be in space. Inspired by Jack Rabbit. Everything's in space in my world. I'm in space! I'm in space right now! Whew! But I should then change the title. It depends. What would people want to see? Would we want to react to that? I wanted to say something. Fuck. What was I gonna say? Brain? Brain. Don't forget it. Hold on to that tiny sliver.
Or even better, react to them ships and create your own spaceship art.
I do want to upgrade or update my like also the interior of the like ship,
Send
like
you
the
something in DMs Marley 2 Wees.
Oh, like the background that I have right now. I want to make some cool spaceship interior. I mean, this is okay, but you know, it can be better. And for the future, if I want to expand the Marley comics, I would have to have a decent design that is also a bit logical. Because we're gonna have to fit stuff inside the ship. Let me see. What are you guys sending? You me when the stress hits. My god, the stress from TwitchCon. It was worth it, but it was not worth it. If you get me. It was worth meeting you guys, but the money for TwitchCon was not worth it. Going to that con was not worth it. Maybe it's more fun when you are when you actually have something to do there, like you have your own booth. Or if you could actually get the fucking V cards. But yeah, damn. Okay, let me see. Let me open that video. I mean, that means we could still draw, so the title still counts if we're gonna draw our own spaceship. Let me move some stuff around.
Finally, a design for the supposed spaceship we all are sitting in at this very moment?
I mean, there is a fan design from Heavy, but I do want to make my own version, seeing as, you know, I will have to like sort of make a what's the name? What's the word? A blueprint. Oh, I have to make a blueprint of everything that's also like inside the ship, because I do have plans for like future comics. So it would be nice if I have actually an environment or several environments actually like mapped out before I do, so I don't have to do everything right at the fucking moment. I only get one snooze for the ad break? What happened to my other two? What? Rude! Rude! Twitch is using my... It's not giving me my advertisement snoozes. Secret feed stream? Oh, we only have... It's a tie between all three. Damn. Three-way tie. Terrible job, everyone. It's pretty deep with the ship designs. You know what I also like? One of the reasons why I also kind of like the idea of ships, spaceships, but also like having like maybe a big ship and then like a smaller ship for like shorter traveling when you're like stationed somewhere, is because of Oban Star Racers. I used to watch Oban Star Racers and I don't remember a whole lot about it, to be honest. But I remember I was kind of crazy about that series. And they had some really cool fucking spaceship designs. But they were more based on racing. So they were not that big. I mean, they were big, but they were not like big. They were not like holding several laboratories, cargo, and everything. Also, Spaceship has an ejected the space Grammy like an Among Us vote out. Get into the airlock, you! Is it raining? Oh no, everything's losing its leaves, no!
Should I help with the blueprint as I'm back from work and free at the moment?
You could, yeah. Okay, should we then start watching that video and like start making our ship? Maybe the video can give me some important things to think about, and then like I actually don't know how to. I have made one spaceship, and it's a teeny tiny spaceship called the Catsnip, because it was an idea for the two little cat characters that I had. Wait, let me see if I can find them actually. Do I still have it? Do I have the Catsnip? Do I have anything older on here? Because I remember later I looked at those character designs and I sort of based Bemmy and Beam on it. files and stuff? Oh, maybe here. That's a dig. Hmm. No, I can't find them. Damn. Maybe in this map.
Marley's ship lore drop. There is a smaller ship for short distance travel, but every time it reconnects to the main ship it makes a moaning sound over the PA. Mavis made it do that one day and Marley can't find anywhere in the ship's OS to change it back.
That would be very, very fitting, yes. I did find all my, well, not all my, I did find a bunch of old pages of like the old comic that I had on Webtoon. For some reason I have page 8 and then it starts at 55 and continues further on to like 99. Where are the other pages? Where's 1 to 7 and like fucking 9 to 45 or 54? Wait, no, this is the beginning. Why? What in the world? I'm only missing the prologue here, I think. Oh no, wait, I'm not. I'm missing an entire chapter. I'm stupid. Damn, where are all the other pages? It would be cool to kinda... I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't show this. There's a reason I quit with this. Anyway, let's start that video, shall we? Let's see. I also have to grab my phone because I will not be able to see the chat. Because yet again, I have the setup in such a way that I have my tablet up. So I cannot use the second monitor. And I have to turn off the music. Am I in the way? It's in front of me. No. You cannot be in front of me. I need to be in front of you. There. Sort of. I'm not entirely in the way, just a little bit. It's a choice for a thumbnail. It is, isn't it? Okay, let's see. Let me know if you have trouble hearing anything.
Hello, it's that time of the year again.
Piggy!
Depression time. Huzzah! And because I've been a good boy this year and eaten all my vegetables, Mum says in this video I don't need to deal with tank nerds who make their favourite tank on War Thunder their entire personality, whining about World of Tanks being a Russian game. It's actually Belarusian, while personally funding an oligarch's next mega yacht, because if their Mark D Panther doesn't have the exact decal of their big titty Nazi waifu, then the game is literally unplayable.
Who doesn't want a big titty waifu on their tank?
I want, and I've chosen that most most controversial of topic, the starship USS Defiant from the Star Trek franchise. Also more popularly
Piggy.
known in the Star Trek community as the USS Ben
I wanna pet the
Sisko's
piggy.
motherfucking pimp hand. Called so because unlike every other Star Trek ship in the galaxy, this ship was built with the singular intention of being able to beat the absolute crap out of everything else, in particular, the Borg. The Borg are Star Trek's most ferocious, most well-known, and most overused enemy. In a perfect world, they are supposed to represent the exact opposite of the Federation. The Federation's primary mission is exploration and peaceful scientific cooperation with...
I'm very confused, by the way. I have no idea what he's all talking about. I mean, I know what a Federation is, but I have no idea about the Star Trek fucking storyline, world, or whatever. I just know space. Make the video a bit louder. Okie dokie. Let me...
any alien species that it meets, all of whom you can put your penis in. Especially them. It's a nerd's paradise. But the Borg are that perfect enemy. Their existence makes exploration inherently dangerous. You cannot beat them with any known technology. You cannot reason or bargain with them, and anything you throw at them, they'll eventually adapt to. They are vast in number, powerful even in small groups, relentless, and unstoppable.
Pew, pew. Borg are a cyborg race intent on assimilating every living race into Borg. You won't get it. What? It's long. Oh my god. But the question then is, if you're turned into a Borg, do you still keep your own mind? Because like if it means I get to live forever, I don't mind being turned into a Borg as long as I keep my own brain. And like being a cyborg might also mean that like you get better at stuff, so I can finally play the piano. Borg is a hive mind. Do I still get to draw? And draw my stuff that I want to draw, though? I mean, I already got like 6 fucking voices in my head anyway, so... What's a few more?
They're supposed to be. The writers of Star Trek did what all good writers of sci-fi do and inserted a pair of boobs into the Borg, and then made it so that every Borg drone was essentially just a mind slave to the whim of this whimsical pair of boobs, which in spite of supposedly being the central creation to an emotionless, relentless, purely logical hive mind, was overly emotional, easily distracted, and driven by petty revenge and horniness. The Federation's attempts
So they're basically turning everybody autistic.
Very clever schemes.
Aside from the aggressive part,
because the characters would spend the episode questioning the moral implications of wiping out.
No
the
draw, no
with a
spicy
singular focus on
art.
intergalactic
What?
ethnic cleansing.
Ah, fuck it then. I don't want to be a Borg.
IQ crew of the flagship sneak around trying to find some ethically moral scheme of reasoning with an unreasonable force.
Why did it look like a toilet for a second? Space toilet!
Cisco's solution is 4 giant plasma cannons strapped around an engine. And I can respect that. The Defiant is the Federation's first ever battleship. Well, in the prime timeline.
Oh wait,
anyway.
that's a different one.
Our boys. It is built to be
That's not the toilet-looking one.
And have a lot of firepower directed at whatever happens to be in front of it. Now, you might be curious as to how an organization like Starfleet could possibly have survived for so long without ever needing to build a battleship, especially since we are told the Federation has suffered several wars in its history, including with the race that is built almost
Wrinkly Forehead Man! I remember him!
Battle and considers its greatest
Oh wait, this is a different one.
Combat.
Maybe I don't remember
him.
him.
Good luck is today is a good day to die. Yet against them, against an earlier war with a technologically superior foe known for using
Pointy
devices
ear man.
that can make their ships go invisible, and
Toilet
in a later
ship.
war with a species literally run by a military dictatorship, no one in the Federation ever thought that maybe building a warship would be a good idea. Let me explain.
Please do. But explain it in simple words. Spice!
Space.
Spice!
I mean, it's really,
Oh,
really big.
it is.
Imagine big.
Hey, it's my home planet!
Well, space is bigger than that. Imagine, if you will, you were going for a drive. A long
Didn't know they
drive.
get pictures from that.
But it could take you a couple of months, perhaps even a year, to get where you are going, and there might not be anywhere to stop and pee along
Make
the
that a
way.
few light
so you've
years.
got to pack everything you need for that journey. And is your 1991 Honda Accord really going to cut it? I mean, how are you going to fit all the beer you need into the trunk and all the jars you need for piss? And are you really going to sleep in the back seat every night for a year? Well, not.
I mean,
still
if
want
you-
a spine by the time you get there.
If you don't put any
Space
bedding
travel
on it,
is a
yeah.
bit
No,
like that.
thanks.
Even at the ridiculous speeds of warp, getting anywhere takes forever. So having a tiny little ship built for combat isn't going to cut it.
Star Trek is almost the opposite of humans are space orcs with human lore.
You want a place to sleep, you want a place to pee, watch porn, and eat something more
Yeah.
interesting than dry ramen and Pop-Tarts. You also
Well,
need a
Pop-Tarts
place
are pretty
to
good.
store it all. And what if you need to bring people with you? Well, now you
Then
need
they
a bigger
can come
ship,
with their own
more
car.
ship, more power, more systems, more stuff. And then what if you need to do something when you get there? Well, you need the stuff to do that as well. And then suddenly this is all getting very complicated. And what you eventually end up with is a Jupiter Mining Corporation
The Red
flagship,
Dwarf.
the Solar Class Red Dwarf, a ship 6 miles long with a crew of 11,000
6
to 2,000
miles?
decks, 500 of which are just for cargo. And that's only designed to be in space for a couple of years. Anything bigger, we're talking Spaceball 1.
Keep firing, assholes!
Hence why the most common ship in the Star
Pretty
Trek
good, but not while
universe
eating
is
them
the
24/7. That's
Cruiser.
true.
Has
That's true.
space for everything you need and everything you might want on a long ass.
But there's
space
different
voyage that
flavors,
could take
though,
several
so
years. Everyone
maybe
has their
there's one
sleeping
out there with
cabin,
spam
there's a mess
flavor.
hall for eating in, a medic bay, some science labs,
Science!
this room, whatever that does, and of course lots and lots of room for poo, because that's valuable matter and you can't just eject that out into space. Of course, the original series ships were built with the idea that starships were complicated. You needed a lot of crew doing a lot of things to keep it going. Automation on something as vast and as complicated as a starship was unreliable and prone to goofy hijinks. Much easier to have a lot of people in skirts hand you clipboards. But Star Trek
yes.
explored something that most modern sci-fi and even modern Trek itself tends
Wait.
to
People have other people do stuff on spaceships. Why am I the only one working on this spaceship? All what you're all doing is just blowing holes up in my ship. Space clipboards. Fuck yeah.
shy
Space
away from.
clipboards.
That is that space is so big and so varied, we may encounter something that to us and our understanding of the universe is simply unexplainable.
Everything is a dildo if
Something
you're brave
that is
enough.
beyond our understanding or even our capability to understand. That might look down on us as if you would look down on a fly that was in your room and you just kept swatting at it, trying to get rid of it, but it keeps buzzing around you. It doesn't matter how many times you try, you just can't get rid of the goddamn thing.
I mean, I feel kind of bad
There is
when
a
I
term for that,
kill
which is
flies.
cosmic horror, sometimes referred to as
Done!
Lovecraftian horror. This idea that all our achievements, even as we enter an age where there is no
You have automation. I've been pushing
hunger,
buttons,
justice,
just
where
like
we
you
have
did
reached
in
pinnacle
the
of
reactor room.
civilization and hold hands with countless species as we reach out to
Hey, it's Blue
explore
Shrek.
the stars, that we could be ended by something performing an action which to them would merely be the equivalent of accidentally stepping on a snail. All our achievements, all our history, everything we struggled for and fought for, everything we were, everything we could have been, going completely unrecorded by history and unnoticed by its occupants, ended by something who did not comprehend the full majesty of its actions, nor did it care.
Okay.
Star Trek faces those kinds of horrors. A particular episode that sticks in the mind is a Season 2 episode called When Silence Has Lease, when the Enterprise gets captured by what appears to be a nebula, but is in fact a creature that exists in a gaseous form. Look, special effects on the TV show budget. Like, they did their best, okay?
Why does this look like that Snapchat filter with people's faces on a fucking potato? It's the potato Snapchat filter. Damn.
Hey, it toys with the minds of those on board, eventually killing one of the crew and threatening to kill half of those on board, not out of malice, but purely out of curiosity of what death is, and its eagerness to observe something it has never encountered before. There are a lot of examples in Star
that's
Trek lore that
brutal.
follow this. The Doomsday Machine, the Crystalline Entity, the Q Continuum, etc., etc. But we see the ultimate conclusion of this in perhaps...
Wait, is the chat on screen even? I don't think it is. Let me quickly put you guys somewhere. I don't think you are visible right now. Where is everything? Damn! I have too much shit in this scene in OBS. Where did it go? No, don't click that. Okay. Looks like a child stole their parents' phone mid-Zoom meeting. Oh shit, it's not.
what is regarded the single greatest episode in Star Trek history, The Inner Light, where an alien probe attacks the mind of Picard and forces him to live a lifetime as an iron worker in a village on a planet that is living out its final years due to their sun about to go supernova. Picard, upon realizing what is happening, is forced to watch his children and his grandchildren grow up in a world where there is no future.
I have a question though. If it's about to go supernova, it's already a red giant, right? Or it's already been increasing in size. If you are in an habitable zone of a star and your star then starts to go supernova, the phases before that, it swells up massively, changing the habitable zone. So, you know what? I'm gonna shut up.
The final act is Picard watching the very probe which is forcing him to live through this experience be launched into space. The episode ends with Picard waking back up, and in spite of maybe living 50 years in this life, a total of 25 minutes have passed. And after tracing the probe back to its origin point, they realize
TV show in the
the sun and
2010 so
went
budget.
nova
That's fair. That's
over
fair.
1,000 years ago.
Although, did you guys know for Interstellar, they asked physicists to help with how the
What the fuck do you mean? You think engineering bay is just laying around? We are here monitoring every little thing going with electrical maintenance and machine progress? Who do you think is using hull repair kits and welding up all the holes? And who do you think is using special 3D printers for all the manufacturing items to be replaced, weapons and such?
Wait, you're doing that? Damn, I'm not even paying you. Oh, I'm paying you in food because my fridge is constantly empty. Interstellar is a feature length. Yeah, you know how long it would take to render that fucking black hole? It's so accurate and detailed that it would take a normal computer hundreds and thousands of hours to render that fucking black hole. But it was so accurate that I think physicists also use it to some degree in their research.
An entire species, a culture, an existence, all of its history, wiped out through no fault of their own. Only the chance that they evolved right at the end of their sun's natural life, with nothing to have ever noticed them left to remain had it not been for this one probe. Some Star Trek fans still tear up when they hear the music from this episode.
I have no feelings for this, I'm sorry, I've never seen the episode. But space looks nice. Oh, that's too loud.
I can't fix the fridge. That's why we're down here trying to make a replicator XD.
Can we replicate food with that too? Because then we don't even have to buy anything anymore. Well, don't forget, we've played Borrowed Trauma. And I want to play Borrowed Trauma again, it was fun. Okay, that's too screechy, please
That's
stop.
The hydroponics, arbory, and biotanks work, not engineering.
In an interesting way, we get to see the reverse of this in a Season 1 episode called Home Soil, in which a series of malfunctions aboard a terraforming station lead to the discovery of a life form living within a thin layer of water beneath the sand of the planet, and that by terraforming the planet, they had been accidentally killing this life form. And had that life form not figured out how to take control of the station's equipment, its passing would have gone entirely unnoticed.
Damn, mass murdering, just...
The vastness of space and its uncaring nature, and the willingness of humanity to wander into the void without fear, building on its desire to explore and improve themselves as opposed to retreating back into the paranoia, and building on the fear of needing to protect oneself by becoming increasingly militant and hostile like so many other species around it, leads on to... Okay, you know what? I know I'm on my, 7th tangent here, but...
Yeah, you are, and I'm kind of lost.
Was a fucking catastrophe of mediocrity. Okay, let me explain Enterprise first, because for a lot of the fans, until we get to New Trek, Enterprise has always been that special part of the franchise that carried the most amount of pain for the fans.
Whatever a laser beak does.
An ambitious project, coming just a few months after Voyager's satisfying conclusion. It was not the continuation of the Star Trek timeline, but a prequel to it, set 100 years before the original series.
Was he not gonna explain just spaceships? I'm so confused. The pig needs to get to the point. When do we get to the spaceship explanations? Oh, I'm very confused.
By the way, just thought this through. The endless blackness of space. So how does that affect thalassophobia?
That's a good one. That's a good one. You know what is weird? When I look at space pictures, unless we're talking about the Buddhist void, I don't really have thalassophobia when it comes to space. It might also, for me specifically, it might have something to do with also when there's sort of a texture or maybe still a bit of light. Don't get me wrong, the idea of falling into a black hole is very fucking terrifying, and that will fucking trigger an insta fear of darkness and death and I don't want to get spaghettified. Although if you fly to it correctly, I've already done it at least once. You do not get spaghettified. You get space and time travel.
Galaxy around it. Fans were excited. And oh boy, did that go wrong. The lessons learned in Voyager was a return to the next generation format.
Although that last area on Borrowed Trauma, that was fucking heinous.
For something more interesting, and the best parts about Voyager and Deep Space Nine were arguably the parts where the consequences for the crew's actions
That's a pretty cool ship.
Episodes finally caught up with them. However, the biggest issue was, regardless of whatever peril Voyager faced, at the end of the episode, things would be back to normal, and the ship would reappear in the next episode fully repaired with a fresh coat of paint, seemingly with an infinite supply of shuttles and torpedoes, in spite of the
subversion of context. I can appreciate that, but I am confused.
Trust me, fans have written very, very long episodes and discussions
Black hole lasagna.
Exactly how many shuttles the ship is supposed to carry.
A complement of 38 photon torpedoes at our disposal, Captain.
And no way to replace them after they're gone.
Ready your photon.
Ready photons.
Pew pews.
Shields down to 47%.
When can we explore Marley's black hole?
Something the writers addressed when the added of Delta a magical super shuttle that can do whatever the plot requires of it. Enterprise was pitched as being the answer to it, a show where the consequences of one episode carried on to the next, where the next episode would begin with the Enterprise still carrying the battle scars of the previous episode, and where the concerns and actions of the crew would have far-reaching series-long consequences. Fans couldn't wait. Instead,
that's also what happens to my ship all the time. Somebody keeps blowing a hole inside the kitchen.
Episode in a can. Monster of the Week format delivered with the script writing talent of a Sci-Fi Channel original series. All the tropes were there. You had Captain America, who would launch into a speech about freedom at the drop of a hat, and was so American they dug up an actor who is quite literally a ranch-living cowboy. Former Quantum Leap actor, Golden Globe winner, and amazingly miscast Scott Bakula.
Voyager had an advanced replicator, so they made more
knows from the
photon
South because he won't
torpedoes.
Shut up about it. Snarky British
Was that-
dude,
was
token
that
black
pie?
guy who has about 3 lines in the entire series, comic relief,
Yeah.
and of course the women, who are women, so are not allowed any personality or personal growth unless they're showing off their midriffs to the camera.
As per
Enterprise
usual in the
was a
90s.
catastrophic failure, devoid of the formula that made its predecessors popular. And when it started to gain traction in its 3rd series, when the writers finally realized that the problem was them all along, it was too little, too late, and the show was cancelled halfway into filming its 4th season,
shit.
specifically the filming of this episode.
Photon torpedoes.
Starfleet can't afford to lose any more ships.
Before we can defeat the rebels, we must defeat them. My only concern is saving the Empire. Destroy them. Understood. What the hell is going on?
I don't know, man.
Destroy them. I've been a soldier all my life.
I'm a soldier. Oh.
With the finale
Oh.
being considered
Oh.
the biggest slap
He was
in the face
naked.
for fans, and the final insult in a franchise that should have died the day Jonathan Frakes squeezed his fat ass through the fucking door. But it could have been so different. Earlier ideas for the long-reaching series were rumored to be something more spectacular, a divergent
Okay.
point being Enterprise's first encounter with an alien starship in episode 3.
Penis ship. Penis ship. They showed us a penis ship.
Captain America makes a speech about humanity, but the ship does not answer. This leads into an investigation murder mystery by the crew, but it is rumored that the
It's filled with
original
penis
idea
aliens.
was the captain and crew of the ship would cut the speech off halfway through, start laughing,
Peepus.
and then fly off without explanation.
It's the
rest of
Peepus!
series would then have the crew of the Enterprise slowly realizing that the galaxy around them, though teeming with life, was largely uncaring and hostile.
I hope you are taking
Each and
notes,
every faction
Marley.
was out
There will
for
be a
itself
quiz at the
and would
end.
take
Oh,
advantage
fuck.
of any display
How
of
far are we
weakness,
already in?
leading to Earth and its colonies being attacked
50
and raided
minutes.
by
50
opportunists
minutes,
who
'cause I
later
skipped a
turn
little
out to
bit.
just be regular people trying to survive in an uncaring galaxy. Since
Oh no,
the
the
only way to
testicles firing
survive
a
was to
laser.
be tough and be aggressive. This would have created an interesting dilemma in humanity's attitude towards space travel. Do we continue to push our narrative of goodwill and peaceful cooperation, knowing no one will ever take us seriously, and others would only see that as a weakness to exploit? Or do we follow the example of everyone else and forge a powerful, militaristic empire, bringing those around us to heal and showing the galaxy that humanity is not to be fucked with?
Or you kill them with kindness. You call your gun kindness and then you just shoot. Like you can have an in between, you know. You don't have to go, oh, we're so kind, we're too weak, or like we're so aggressive, we kill everybody. You can be something in between. You know that, right?
Where the timeline split of the Federation of the Prime Timeline and
The testicle was shooting
Empire of the
Florida.
Universe
Fitting
would
end.
take place in such a
So
way
that's where
that
the
somewhat
hurricanes are
mirrors
coming
the
from.
United States on character growth as a country at the end of the Bush era. Do we do as Kissinger wanted by taking random countries around the world and
Gonna shoot you with
decimating them so
kindness.
badly it becomes an example of why you don't mess with the USA anytime there is a problem? Or do we realize that such actions only lead to further hostility and you can't fight everyone all of the time?
I mean,
Something they are still
oh my
learning,
God.
but they'll work it out. It only took the British Empire 230 years to work that one out, so, give them time. So anyway, Enterprise could have been glorious. Instead, it
Space.
sucks bigger balls than that guy who had sex with that horse and died.
what?
I forget his
Oh,
name.
Mr. Hands?
Anyway, I'm supposed to be ranting.
Mr. Hands mentioned! Oh my god, I am not the only one who saw the horrible, horrible fucking mess that was Mr. Hands.
Sex with that horse and died. I forget his name, like Mr. Hands. Anyway, I'm supposed to be ranting about the Defiant. Okay, so unlike Star Wars,
I am not the only one. I am not the only one ruined by Rotten.com. Thank you so much, fucking universe. For a moment, I was like, am I the only one? Like, everybody I talk to about, like, all these 2-girl, 1-cup kind of videos, I'm the only one where people are, where I'm apparently the one
I
who...
like the one story I found about alien races laughing that humans had laws of war. Then they attacked the Human Federation and learned why we established laws for warfare.
Mm-hmm. Those stories they also post on TikTok with just the different interactions with, like, when humans suddenly enter a spaceship and like join an alien crew and they're like, oh oh my god, Captain, have you seen? Have you seen? They're drinking the poison. And they're like, yeah, we need water. We need H2O. And everybody's like, oh my god, it's fucking toxic. They're heinous.
Everyone's an asshole, but the good
Or
guys
they
have cool
explain
laser
like
swords.
a scenario where humans are pets.
Star Trek embraces the idea that when they fly out into space, they could meet a creature that has powers equivalent to that of a god. And that
Okay.
isn't anything unusual. That's just Tuesday. So how do you build a ship that is
Hey.
capable of existing in a universe like that? In Star Wars, the backbone of the Imperial Navy is the Star Destroyer. The Star Destroyer has a simple function. It is designed to be able to fire all of its guns forward. It is a big, powerful ship. Sure,
Looks
it has
like a
hangars,
pizza
it has
piece.
medical bays and even science labs, but its main
It's
function
big though, holy
is to
shit.
show up and kick ass. It is built to take on any other ship it could reasonably be expected to encounter and win.
I'm getting Eggman
Beyond
vibes
that,
from
its
this. I'm getting
functionality
Egg Fleet
is rather
vibes.
limited. I mean, you
Am I the
couldn't
only
send
one?
a Star Destroyer to colonize a planet, or build an outpost, or evacuate one.
Space
or cure a
Dorito!
plague. I mean, the Imperials prefer to use much more specialized ships for that sort of thing. Okay, I can hear you typing in the comments that Star Destroyers can absolutely do all of those things. Listen, Sweaty, you want to explain to
Hey.
me why the Imperials were running
I'll
around with
shower
about
tonight, okay? You don't have to
40,000
be mean
different
about it.
variants of every ship ever made? There are people, serious professionals, with 1,000-mile stares accurately cataloguing and recording every single TIE fighter variant in existence,
Ew.
of which there are currently
Spaceships. Look at all them spaceships. Meow. Meow. The Egg Fleet is so cool. The Egg Fleet, I gotta be honest. The Egg Fleet, especially the last in Sonic Heroes, when you get to the second stage before the boss, that one had my butt cheeks clenched, man. Holy shit.
about 50, and some proclaim to be even more, depending on if or not you count things like TIE Walkers and TIE Tanks as TIE Fighters. Yes, those
Big
exist
Bang
in books, they are as
collectibles.
dumb as they look. You don't need to do that if you
Biggie.
have a functional do-everything ship as the backbone of your navy. The
Sonic Heroes
Imperials
has
could
the
only
best
dream
egg fleet.
to
Sonic
match
Heroes is the
practicality
best
of the
game.
Acclamator. Just saying. But whatever, regardless. The
I wanna
Imperials
play it
can get
again.
away with this because they have the resources of a galaxy, and everything
tanks
in
Marley
that
2
galaxy
bounds.
exists in a way they can understand. The most powerful ships are still vulnerable to turbo lasers, the space wizards can still be killed with regular guns, and travel time between major systems is calculated in days, not centuries. So if they need a specialized ship, one can normally always be made available. The Federation doesn't have that luxury. The ships in Star Trek are expected to be able to operate alone, often for years at a time, and essentially
years.
need to do
hope.
whatever needs to be done without support. Build stuff, mine stuff, launch probes, do science,
Do science!
fight pirates,
Fucking
transport
science!
huge quantities of stuff around, host delegations, set up
Why is there a
minefields,
child?
close rifts in space-time. A Federation ship can basically
I mean, I
do
guess-
it
I guess you
all,
still
and
need to
when needs
repopulate
be,
in
it can
space.
kick the absolute ass out of anything. Though Star Wars fans have always envisioned the technology gap between the two series would always favor the Star Wars factions, the ships in Star Trek are ungodly powerful.
Twin
Like,
iron
these
engines would
things
not work
can
well on a
and
land-based
have
vehicle.
killed gods. The big brain boys of Warhammer 40k might think
40k Warhammer 40k mentioned wherever I fucking go. I just recently said it to somebody this week as well. Like, I told them, like, I had no idea about Warhammer 40k before I started streaming. And so many people in my community know about it and talk about it and are into it. So much so that we started, like, streaming Bolt Gun as well. That I still need to fucking continue. We need to continue Bolt Gun. Because I liked it.
pinnacle of badassery to strap thousands of cannons to cathedrals and fly them through hell.
What? That's a fucking ship? Wait.
Badassery to strap thousands of cannons to cathedrals and
Why does that look like a fucking floating city? Oh my god. So I'm starting to question how big I need to make my ship, to be honest. It's gonna have to fit 1,000 Grammys. Possibly more, because we're still growing. Kilometers in length?
Yep, that's 40k Emperor class ship. Also, it is a flying city.
Okay, so that's why it looks like a fucking flying city, just because it fucking is.
Fly them through hell, but that is nothing compared to the power of one Galaxy-class starship, whose phased plasma weapons can reignite the sun. There are no X-Wing
Okay, that's
fighter ships in Star Trek with
quite some fantasy.
exceptions like these Peregrine fighters, which are the size of a passenger jet and were originally built as postal vans, because if you don't have something capable of matching that power, you're basically fucked. And to put that in perspective, the Romulan B-class Warbird knows
Hey, Fab Queen, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Are you gonna... I saw people were streaming Legend CA already. Are you gonna stream it? Because I wanna watch somebody. I wanna watch somebody play it.
That 40K ship also has a massive cannon going through most of its middle just to one-hit kill a whole planet.
What the fuck? Ooh, you have the game. We were talking about the Mega Evolutions yesterday, and I immediately have to think about Starmie. It's so stupid. It's great. But damn.
The
Damn.
Daenerys is over 1,000 meters in length and is powered by a miniature black hole.
Black hole management! Jesus. Fucking hell. Okay. Let me grab a sip for a minute. Jesus fucking Christ. Black holes make me so excited I start fucking dying. I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna try and get a stream in tonight, hoping I can depend on kids and bedtime. Oh yeah, that's always. I've heard from friends that have children that that's quite the hassle sometimes. I hope that goes well, and if you do end up streaming it, I'm gonna keep my eyes pierced because I wanna watch. My hydrate is locked? Is the hydrate locked? What the fuck? It shouldn't be. Let me double check.
And that is still not the most powerful ship in the canon. Hi, it's post-production Laser Pig here. I'm just going to get this out of the way now because I can...
Yeah, you're right. It says it's not in stock. Try again later. What do you mean it's not in stock? It's the hydrate redeem. What the fuck? That's so weird. Oh. You're so sweet and I mean it. Aww. You too. Kiss on the forehead. Mwah.
Stocking's your water.
I don't know what's going on with the redeem, to be honest. Rewards on cooldown. It'll be back in... What you're watching? Furbeck sent me a video about a pig. Somewhere in this video, he's gonna explain about the Star Trek ships. And I wanted to learn about spaceships more, the logic of spaceships, because I want to design my own spaceship. So far, I'm just lost. I'm just lost and I'm baffled. And I give commentary about their wrong space science fun facts.
Hear the comments in my sleep. Yes, there are X-Wing-like little fighters in Star Trek. In fact, some
I like
of the more
piggies.
eagle-eyed viewers
It's so
may
cute.
have noticed in some of the footage of Star Trek Online. I'm
Imagine having this
background,
pig in your
my ship of
backyard.
choice is the
Just
Atlas
every day,
Dreadnought,
going out,
which
say
has
hi
the
to him,
function that allows
feed
you
him
to
your
launch little
feeding your
tiny
table
fighter
scraps,
shuttles.
give him
Look,
belly
the
rubs.
relationship Star Trek has to fighters like this is complicated and never explained in the
That
best
big
of
boy is at
detail.
least fucking
Sometimes
300
they
kilograms.
just show up because, well, it's sci-fi, and sci-fi has to have little fighter aircraft firing little lasers because, well, that's what they taught me at media management school. Are you not satisfied, nerds? I mean, yes, okay, it doesn't make sense in Star Trek because, well, battles in Star Wars are based on Air Force battles, so you have carriers and you have fighters and bombers and big battleships firing at long range, and Star Trek battles are...
I feel that robot. I feel like that robot. The way it was like, oh. Imagine we replace the pig PNG with Waddles from Gravity Falls. But this piggy is cute. Look at him. Look at the boopable nose. He's so adorable. I love piggies.
Closer to naval warfare, and this would be like a scene in
MMO
Master
game
and
is free to
Commander, where
play.
Russell Crowe
Maybe I
orders
should
the
check it
launch of
out.
A number of tiny little rowboats with little cannons strapped to the front. Hilarious, but not exactly practical. Fighters really shouldn't exist in Star Trek, but like everything, when the writer demands it, they show up, and somehow are practical to use versus something that can one-shot a frigate with pinpoint accuracy. Like, this kind of stuff is just going to happen in Star Trek lore, and you just kind of have to roll with it.
Twice! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? How's it going? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? What were you streaming? And for those who came along, welcome to the stream. My name is Marley Gremlin. I'm a Venus flytrap alien VTuber. And today we are, at the moment, we are watching, we are reacting to a piggy, Laser Pig, explaining about Star Trek ships in the hopes that somewhere along the line I pick up some information that will stick in my brain and I will understand how to develop, draw my spaceship. Let me give a shout out actually. Let me give a shout out. Wait. No.
The Federation exists
Okay,
in a
let me just do
galaxy
it while
where we
the
are frequently
thing is running.
expected to have to fight gods, and can do it in a ship that also contains a swimming pool, luxury apartments for all the crew, and can fire beams of polarized energy that can disrupt space-time. And they can do it without being a whiny bitch about it. The reason the Federation has never built a battleship is quite simply...
Oh, you can't see it because I'm in the fucking browser. I'm dumb.
Cruiser with all its luxuries intact can
Sorry.
go toe-to-toe with some of the Alpha Quadrant's most powerful warships. And since cost isn't really a factor,
God damn it,
there
late
has
night.
never been a requirement to
Okay, I can do that.
those luxuries.
Wait.
In fact, over time, there has been a bigger reason to keep adding them. The original series ships were built largely without automation. They're crowded, but that's okay. Having a big crew is pretty beneficial. The Constitution is expected to take damage and deal with it. It has backups to backups and backups to those backups. It's pretty rugged as starships go, and that massive crew can be turned to damage control and effectively repair most ship functions on the fly and keep her in the fight. The next evolution of ships is the Excelsior. Okay, things are a bit more stylish now, but everything is basically the same. Excelsiors are functional to a T. There's almost nothing that can really go wrong with
Is
them.
it bad that they all look the same to me, basically? All the round ones?
Computer chips out and turning them around. But this is where Starfleet hits a snag. See, they're visiting countless worlds, many of whom have never met an alien species before.
You missed.
We are the Federation, they say, a big collective of alien species who work together in peace and harmony. We're not here to...
How you guys been
destroy.
anyway?
In fact,
I'm
we
doing pretty
always
good.
look for
I
the
got
more
a little bit.
peaceful
Let
solution.
me
Let
actually
show you our ship. And then
me-
bring you on board this incredibly heavily armed starship with its narrow corridors and its military...
Because I don't know how loud I am above the video. Actually, this week has been a little rough on my side, but I'm doing, considering everything that's been going on, I'm doing pretty good. I will soon be done actually with my job. I have quit my job, and I still got a few more weeks to work there. I think 2.5 weeks, because I got to go in on Friday as well. And then at the end of October, I have quit my current job. And then we will continue with the new job. That's something totally different because I'm tired. I really need to find a way to connect that to my fucking model because it's not. Let me move it. There.
like crew barracks and its multiple bulkheads and defensive systems and its heavily armed crew, all wearing matching stuffy bright red British imperialist cardigans. And you think, well, this kind of looks like a warship. And you say you come in peace? So the next evolution takes a step away from that, and we get the Ambassador class. Much larger, equally as powerful, but now the corridors
But also
are
looks the
large.
same.
There's nice carpets, decorated meeting rooms, bars and lounges with comfortable
Bars
sofas.
and
It
lounges?
feels more like a flying hotel than a battleship. So
Guys,
you
do we need a bar
breathe,
and a
it's more
lounge in the
comfortable. It
spaceship?
lures you in with that soft-looking interior, but if you fuck with it, God cannot help you. And while not the final
Is there even a
evolution of
god
this,
in
the Galaxy
space?
class is really the last in that line that sort of takes that ideology to heart. The Galaxy class is built to be
Looks
in
like a
space
pancake.
for decades. decades without support. Since you are also expected to be on that ship for potentially years, you take your family with
Hug.
you, and you can happily live your entire life on board. It has parks, a school,
People have their own
bars,
rooms.
even
They will
apparently an
survive.
aquarium, a small zoo, as well as several magic rooms that
That
can
was just-
recreate any sex fantasy you want.
Computer, generate 80-foot tall version of Daisy Ridley circa 2019 with a full bladder. Generate lawn chair and a set of goggles. Increase my olfactory sense by 5,000%. Disengage safety protocols and run program.
And it can fire a beam with the
What?
power of a supernova onto a postage stamp 186,000 miles away. Dear Christ. The civilizations which have threatened the Federation typically
I have
fall into
questions.
two
I
categories.
don't know if I
Ones
want
that
them.
match the Federation in terms of raw firepower, in which point they have been basically beaten into
Hey,
a
baby.
stalemate, and the ones that can't. And those only exist because the Federation prefers the peaceful solution. And after seeing half your forces wiped out by a man sipping tea on what is effectively a cruise ship, you're pretty much happy to accept whatever terms the Federation throw at you. Even those in the technical rare third category that once had the Federation almost
one looks like a
the
bug.
Dominion were eventually beaten back. Because the gods intervened. Because they know better. The sheer size of the Dominion
Do they
fleet and
know?
its capability
Hey,
to
Demi.
replace losses at
Hey.
a rapid rate forced the
boy,
Federation to
Demi.
push in older models of Starship with disastrous effects. When the Dominion encountered the larger, more powerful ships, the operated just around them. But even with better technology, more powerful starships, and endless waves of clone troopers built entirely for war and controlled by a race of shape-shifting, hyper-intelligent beings, was no match for the power of friendship. And when the Federation
yeah,
befriends a group of omnipotent
friendship.
beings that magic away half your armada, it might be time to reconsider your options. This brings us back to the Borg. The Borg's
The
main
Borg!
strength is not
I forgot about the
hyper-powerful
Borg.
warships or an infinite waves of mooks to do their bidding, though they do have both. It is the fact that they can adapt to whatever weapons you fire at them, and not just adapt, but basically
It's
become
his wrinkly
immune to
forehead, man. He
Let's not
wasn't
kid
here.
ourselves That one ability is what makes them basically indestructible. Without it, the Federation would be fighting fish in a barrel. The first time the Federation encounter the Borg, the Enterprise basically kicks the ever-loving crap out of them before they become immune to their weapons, and their ship self-repairs. If
Damn.
it hadn't done that, Picard
need
would have
that.
bitch-slapped them aside on his way to order another tea Earl Grey hot. But for the first
The
time in
self-repairing
Federation's
ship.
history,
It's gonna
they now
save
had
us
to
a lot of
deal with
time.
being that they couldn't physically stop with weapons or negotiate with. And this is my major problem with the Defiant. In modern war, the idea of the jack-of-all-trades equipment has taken prevalence over the master of one, because survival on a battlefield and war in general depends on not any one factor, but the ability to change and adapt to the situation around you. There is strength in being able to rapidly change tactics and learn from your mistakes. The Federation
Overall,
doesn't
there's
do
a
any
whole
of
lot
that,
of
to
lore,
the point where I'm
even in
starting to
smaller
question
shows
the
like Star
intelligence
Trek
of the
Lower
Federation
Decks.
as a whole.
There's a
Generations of
shit ton of
peace-loving
lore. Holy
bureaucrats
shit.
have made them effectively bad at war. They have an enemy that are immune to guns, so their solution is more guns. Seriously. Out of the 4 ship classes built to take on the Borg, what are any of them doing differently from a regular Federation starship that would benefit in a fight with the Borg? The Borg
They
are immune
almost
to
look
energy
all the
weapons
same.
and can move through shields as if they aren't there. So if you're in charge of an anti-Borg ship, why would you equip everyone with phaser pistols and use shields as your primary defense? You know what would be better? A door. Just a big-ass door. The Borg have proven to be incapable of adapting to melee and projectile weapons. Everyone on that ship should be armed with at least a knife. You know what? Give everyone a spear and a shield and teach them how to form a phalanx. The
Fucking
Borg
just
with their
grab a
zombie-ass
fucking baseball
rockets
bat.
won't do that anytime soon. Get rid of your
Hockey
shields,
stick.
replace it with armor. Cover the hull in mass diver and railguns. The Borg cannot adapt to solid projectile weapons. You have the goddamn power to physically replicate armor.
You know what
on
they
the ship.
need?
There's an episode of Deep Space Nine where they prove they have a projectile.
You know what they need? They need one of those dog toys, but then big, that shoots the tennis ball over and over. Just put it on your ship. Make it massive, put it on your ship, and start shooting tennis balls.
projectile weapon where the projectile teleports instantly into the brain of the target. You are able to shoot people through frickin' walls. And yet, when it comes to fighting the Borg,
They don't use
all of
it?
this technology is just miraculously forgotten.
What?
What are these ships doing that any other ship of the Starfleet Armada is not also capable of doing, and better? The answer is nothing! The Steamrunner, Norway, and
I like his
Akira
anger.
are beautiful ships, in my opinion.
Hi, Alex. Welcome to the
especially
stream.
Steamrunner. I don't know
Like we're
why,
looking at? We're looking at
Starfleet
Laserpig
is
explaining
beautiful,
Star
and
Trek.
I just wanna grab it. But
Also, what do you mean with my YouTube is blue?
these are just the Galaxy class in a smaller package, and if a Galaxy class cannot fight the Borg, what exactly is the Norway supposed to do? Then there's the Sovereign, which is basically
Norway.
the Galaxy class turned up to 11. It's the next evolution in the Starfleet ship design, and again, it features all the luxuries and capabilities of a Galaxy class with more DACA. And when I say more DACA, I mean the supernova death beams are a little more powerful, and it can rapid-fire quantum torpedoes. What's a quantum torpedo? Well, it's a photon torpedo, but it's blue. The Sovereign class and a fleet of starships,
So I have a
which
quantum
include the
YouTube.
aforementioned anti-Borg ships, show up to beat the ever-loving crap out.
The bar that shows how much video is left. Isn't that blue for everybody? I mean, I know it was red when YouTube was... When it was like years back, but... I don't know, it's been... How long has it been blue for me? I actually don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in dark mode?
One single Borg cube and proved to be utterly useless. Only saved when Picard points everyone to a weak spot on the cube that he didn't think about telling anyone before. Maybe, I don't know, that was vital important information, but no! That leaves one last ship in our lineup. What the hell were you thinking, anti-Borg
You
ships?
guys' YouTube still
The
red?
Defiant. Oh boy. So the Defiant is
Oh, I'm
Starfleet's
confused.
first
Why is mine blue?
battleship. It has one purpose.
Why is
fight
mine blue?
things, mostly the Borg. And what does it do over all these other ships? What new weapon is it bringing to the battlefield? What fantastic new ability does it bring over every other ship? Fucking nothing! Well, that's not true. It does a lot of things
I
differently.
vibe with this
But
outburst.
The way it does... Okay. I talk a lot about bat designs on this channel, and usually I can come up with some kind of excuse as to why they're like that, be it lack of funding, available materials, or just the regime in charge making the wrong decisions when it comes to what a future war might look like. But with the Defiant, I am adding a new category. Sheer incompetence. Because the major issue I have...
It's
with
gonna be
Defiant
my ship. My
is
ship's
its
gonna be in that
design
category.
And its reasons for existing in the first place. If the Defiant were a gun being built by a modern army, it would be a blunderbuss with a 12 times magnification
This
scope
fucking nothing
designed to
should be a
operate
sound clip.
underwater
Very
to
funny.
fight the Taliban.
Yeah.
If it were a
Oh, we
tank,
should
it would
try
be a
and find it on
multi-target
sound alerts and add
monstrosity,
it.
armed entirely with anti-air guns, where the crew has to actively step out of the tank in order to get it to reload. And who would design a thing like that, I ask? In short, it's bad. But how bad? Come with me on an adventure.
I love an adventure.
Fun will now commence.
Do I get a cool eyebrow
So
like
first,
that?
we need to explain, why does this thing exist? I mean, well, it exists to fight the Borg. I mean, it can't do it because the Federation design team in charge of building the new generation of anti-Borg combat ships has the combined IQ of a beef sandwich. And they couldn't get it to work anyway, so into mothball it goes. So why did they bring it out of mothball? Is it to fight the Borg? No. It's for this.
Our mission is to take the Defiant into the Gamma Quadrant and try to find the leaders of the Dominion, the Founders. We have to convince them that the Federation does not represent a threat to them.
So let me get this straight. Actually, hang on. I have a prop here. Hang on a minute. So let me get this right. Your plan is to approach a hostile, militaristic, paranoid, galactic empire, and to prove that you are not a threat to them, you show up on their secret homeworld with a heavily armed warship. Sorry, not just a heavily armed
You know, he's got a
warship.
point.
The single most powerful warship the Federation has ever built, brought out of mothballs specifically for this purpose, and fitted with a cloaking device so it cannot be detected as it flies towards the one planet housing all your military leaders with enough firepower to level a city. And you're telling me that you are completely sane? I'm sorry, this flies in the face of all the
I have to
established
agree with
logic
that.
of ship progression that I've just spent the past half hour explaining to you. The Excelsior is an intimidating battleship-like design which hampered negotiations
Looks like a
of
toilet bowl on
peaceful
the other
coexistence
end.
with other races because, well, you can't negotiate on board a battleship and not
It even
feel
got
intimidated.
armrests.
So ship design starts to
like
take
a toilet.
away from that. You make people feel comfortable. If you want to make friends, you take them to a fancy hotel with fruity drinks that have weird names, not the dining hall of a submarine surrounded by armed guards. And for some reason,
Fair,
Cisco,
fair.
the person considered not only the most badass, but one of the greatest captains in the canon by fans, decided to bring the peace delegation on board an even smaller, even more powerful, even more intimidating warship. And rather than throw spoons at him like the Federation should have, they agreed? What was going on that day? Was this like the
Hang
last
on,
point in
I
a
need to
meeting
piss
that had
grabs
been
a Star
dragging
Trek
on all
skip.
day and now it was like almost 5 o'clock and all the donuts had gone stale.
Donuts!
And everyone just wants to go home and the last guy stands up and says, "Oh, before we all leave this gigantic militaristic empire with thousands of warships and clone soldiers of which all are leagues more powerful than our own, should we try and intimidate them?" And everyone just went, yeah, that'll work. To put that in perspective for you, that is like North Korea showing up suddenly in Washington Harbor with one of their old-ass Soviet submarines demanding we agree to peace terms. Do you honestly think that is going to work? What were they thinking?
Also, some design flaws cropped up during
They're
the
gonna
ship's
talk about
shutdown.
designs.
So Starfleet
Or
decided to
he's
abandon
gonna
the
talk about
project.
designs.
Now, before we begin, I should address the elephant in the room.
But there's
How
a-
big
There's no elephant in the room. You're a pig! There's a pig in the room! Don't be crazy. There's no elephant.
is the Defiant? This may seem like a simple answer, but the reality is, we just don't know.
Okay.
The Defiant is a ship which has the not unique problem of constantly changing size throughout the show. In some episodes, and even that one movie, it has appeared to be about at least 50 meters in length, but in some other episodes, it's about 170. But the official plans claim it to be 120. But if we look at those plans, which appeared in the show, and using reference points that we find here, such as the shuttle, which we know to be about 3.3 meters high, we can assume each deck is about 3.5 meters high, giving us a total length of 110 meters. But then we see characters use these corridors in the show, and you can tell based on the
They're
height
not
of
3
them that
meters.
each corridor is only about 2.5 meters tall, meaning the shuttle can't fit here. It's also supposed to have 5 decks, but the plans only show 4. It's a mess, okay? So I'm using the David Schmidt plans, because these are apparently the closest things we have to an official blueprint. Now, I'm not getting into the argument of how big the Defiant is, because yes, I know using the David Schmidt plans means I have to accept the Defiant is 120 meters long, which means this hatch is not big enough for that shuttle to fit through, but I have other problems with the shuttle bay. We'll get into it. Now,
So many
in the
problems
interest
already.
of
We're
fairness,
we're
I've
1
decided
minute
to
into the
compare Defiant's
designs.
design philosophy to that of a modern warship, and the warship I have chosen is the USS Iowa from the Second World War. You may question why I've decided this ship specifically, and that's because
Yes.
I think it's funny. Regardless
Okay,
of all
well,
the
fair
major
point.
and obvious differences between the two, the Iowa is a ship of war. It's not the greatest battleship ever built, sorry Iowa fans, but it was one of the best battleships the Americans ever fielded, and as far as World War II battleship designs go, it's pretty damn good. It incorporates a lot of what you'd expect in the design of a battleship, and it's built on the experiences of naval combat, not just from the American perspective, but from other ideas incorporated into the battleships of other nations as the philosophy of naval warfare changed. It remains one of the best examples of the solutions brought about to combat the challenges of naval warfare of the period, and given how so much of Star Trek is based on US
Who's on their
naval
period?
standards and traditions, I thought it an apt ship to compare it to. It also means I get to use this clip.
Jesus.
With that in mind,
My God.
I want to talk about bunk beds.
Wait, how are people on those ships not fucking deaf? Even if you wear ear protection. Just the sheer vibration of those fucking... What the fuck? Temper.
Only the most exciting things on this channel. Bunk beds. Two
Bunk
beds
beds.
stacked on top of each other. Sometimes more. The Iowa makes use of them because, well, space is a luxury, and this is the most efficient way of utilizing what little space there is to make sure everyone gets a bed. You can't afford to give everyone their own cabin,
That's
so
why they
this
only
is typically
shoot when they
something
know they will
reserved for
hit.
the upper officers. So on the
Fair.
Iowa, they employ what's called a hot bunk system. No one has an assigned bunk. Everyone just takes turns on whatever bed is available between shifts.
Okay. We're gonna have a rule. I have my own cabin. I don't fucking care. I'm the captain. I am the boss on this ship. As much as Mask would like to say otherwise, do not sell marijuana to my husband. No, do not take my fucking bed.
Well, okay, that's not quite true. Some people do have assigned bunks, but like one bunk will be assigned to like 3 different people who will kind of share it
No.
on the rota.
No, I have my own bed.
We've seen
My
the
bed.
Federation do something similar. The Excelsior has a bunk system. The Enterprise A has a bunk system. The Defiant, a ship where we are told space is an absolute premium, where the design philosophy was to strip out all non-essentials and make it as small as possible, has private quarters for all the crew. Okay, that's
Damn.
not technically true. Everyone has to share a room with someone else.
Better leave
and the
Molly's bed
rooms
then.
are
What about
small,
sharing a
and these
bed?
are
Look. As much as people, like, I don't understand how people fall asleep while hugging each other. Or like you always hear about, oh, this one's too cold, this one's too hot, this one wiggles too much, this one is as stiff as a board and snores all the time. Like, I'm not sharing a bed. I'm not sharing a bed. I like my bed. I'm already sharing a bed with 2 cats. They are taking up so much space that I very often have to lay in a crooked S form just to make sure that Mr. and Mr. over here, yes, you, little baby, right here, that they are comfortable. And I like my cocoon. I wrap myself in a cocoon of blankets, and whoever disturbs the cocoon will get bitten.
Technically bunk beds.
You will lose fingers.
Yes, I get it. But this is not the point. We'll get to that in a second. Firstly, what's this? Well, it's a workstation for some reason, I guess for like personal things like sending messages home and things. I don't know why you'd allow your crew to do this.
There's so
since
much
allowing
space in this
everyone on board
room.
to send a constant
That's such a
stream of
waste on a
unmonitored
warship.
calls home sounds like an easy way to give your ship's position away, but what do I know? I'm more concerned, why do these rooms exist in the first place? Okay, I understand some officers on board ships, like the Iowa, might have something like this, but these bunks are for the
What if that's what they
officers.
want,
The
getting
bunks
bit?
on the
Damn.
Defiant are
Oh, I
not
didn't
just
think about
for the
that.
officers, they're for everyone on the goddamn ship! In fact, there's more than
There's
what
just
the
an
ship
entire
needs.
floor,
It has a
just
complement of
quarters.
50. How many bunks does it have?
Just sleeping
65,
quarters.
assuming the captain is the only officer who doesn't have to share. So not only do we have 15 extra bunks that we don't need, oh, by the way, the ship can apparently fit an extra 100 people on board, you know, for emergency evacuations somehow. But look, Starfleet crews work on 3 shift rotations. There are 16 crew members active and on duty at any one time. 16 are on standby, and 16 are presumably asleep. If we had a hot bunk system, we could knock 65 bunks down to about 20 and save so much space. And
Yeah,
guess
you
what
can
we could
put
do with
all
that
those in
space?
2 rooms.
More weapons,
You don't
more
need
power,
space
more space for
if you-
torpedo batteries.
You don't need
Like, I
space
know I'm
around
going
your
on about
bed
this,
if all you do there is
this
sleep.
This just annoys me. Okay, okay, it's another issue we'll get onto later. Because as fun as it would be to rant about
gonna
the
stuff you
Defiant's
all in a
completely
drawer.
baffling and
You're all gonna have to
inefficient
sleep in
use of internal
drawers.
space, this corridor here, this one, this pisses me off. See these things? They're escape pods, 2 on each side. But there's no way to get from this side here to that side over there. So if the abandoned ship order rings out and you go this way, but everyone else also went this way, which is a thing that can happen when everyone's in a blind panic and you've got explosions going off around you and you've got like less than 10 seconds to get to jump into a pod. And then you get here, these pods are full, so you have to double back, go all the way back down here, back through the bridge and then up this corridor. Why did you do this? Why did you just put a corridor right there? It gets worse because like if you're in the engineering section, you have to run to the opposite end of the 120-meter long starship through medical, which is presumably trying to evacuate people in stretchers who would be going the opposite way to the shuttle bay. Can you maybe see
It's a
why
mess.
that would be a problem? Does health and safety risk assessment forms not exist in the Star Trek universe? Obviously not, considering engineering is built over 3 floors, and due to the limits of space, the only way to move between floors is this ladder. This one ladder. Fantastic. Disregarding that in the show we see ships under fire all the time. It causes explosions. It causes the ship to rock around violently. And you're telling me the only way of getting around probably the most important room on the ship, the one room which typically requires the most amount of attention from damage control teams, is this one flimsy ass ladder.
Somebody's gonna
You
like
fall off
slip
that
and
thing,
break their fucking
instant
ankle.
death. You never heard of one of these? You know what that does? It stops
Oh.
people falling off ladders. Star
Oh.
Wars has it. You know what the Iowa had? Stairs. Stairs with railings. Railings people could grab onto to stop themselves falling over, because guess what? The ocean is not flat. And ships tend to do this thing where they walk about the place. And that makes moving around kind of tricky sometimes. I praise the Iowa for having such innovation, but here's a picture from a replica 12th century medieval carrack.
Okay, so when we're designing the ship, we're gonna have to make sure that we have a logical layout, a lot of bunk beds, but not too much space. Maybe. Well, I mean, we're not a warship. If we're gonna have to fight, we have smaller and tinier ships, like coming out of the little booty hole of the ship that we can all ride and go like pew pew. And we have to make sure that the escape pods are like...
warp nacelles? These highly unstable, quite explosive things that leak plasma everywhere if they get damaged. And we keep on big, long pylons really far away from the rest of the ship, so that when the inevitable happens, it doesn't, I don't know, set the ship on fire or melt the skin off the crew. Yeah, let's put them right next to the hull. In fact, let's put them inside the hull. Do you think there's maybe some safety concerns? I mean,
Your
this
ship
is a
is more of
combat
a
ship.
scout,
Its job is to
research
be under
CH
fire.
type
It's going to
ship.
take
Yeah,
damage.
yeah.
These things are
So you can have a little bit of space in your sleeping quarters.
going to be damaged. Oh, it's
No
fine,
bunk.
it's fine.
Well-
We've also strapped all the weapons to them.
We're gonna have to have some area of bunk beds because there's 1,000 Grammys.
USS Iowa, we really love the design of your warship, but just to increase efficiency, we've decided to put the fuel tanks right next to the ammunition storage and then strap them to either side of the hull. It's fine, we've armored them. Oh, but it gets worse. This bit at the front? Now, some claim that's a launchable warhead, which I have my own thoughts about, because there's no way Starfleet would be that stupid. They are that stupid. They are that stupid, it's a warhead. Hey, Iowa! We've decided you don't have enough firepower, so we've strapped this comedically large cruise missile to your bow. Also, we put all your radar components and spare binoculars in the missile. What could possibly go wrong? Yes, this is a detachable warhead, which also contains all the sensor equipment for the ship. Because why wouldn't it?
Why would you shoot that off?
It carries several antimatter warheads inside and an entire torpedo battery. The ship has 2 other torpedo batteries, quite sensibly located on the rear side, which utilizes this little trolley rail system to bring the torpedoes forward, which, avoids things like the magazines being in an exposed position, because obviously this is an attack ship and all the guns
But it's
are
right
positioned
next
forward,
to the
so if it's
sleeping
going to be
quarters.
attacking something, it's going to have its front facing the enemy. So by that logic, and feel free to correct me if you think I'm wrong, but the front bit is probably the bit that's going to be taking all the damage. So why would you put a massive explosive right on the front? Hey, Iowa, we've decided you're just not exciting enough, so we've just made the front part of your ship a gigantic bomb. Now, don't worry, it comes off and you shoot the front part of it at your enemy. Yes, that bit has all your sensor and radar equipment, and yes, there's some risk to keeping a fuckload of explosive in your bow, but we think it'd be really cool. What's that? You don't think it's a good idea? Well, don't worry, because we've also put all your rangefinder equipment in there too. That's right, this warhead also contains the targeting array for all the weapons. If you lose this, not only can the Defiant not see, it also cannot fire its guns. What could go wrong? Oh, it's also an escape pod.
What's this design?
I'm not making that up. It has its own thrusters, it has its own crew compartments, enough emergency supplies for months. It's even got its own little bridge. It's also filled with fucking explosive! And they put it right on the front of the ship! The bit most likely to get shot at! And you are expected, in the case of an emergency when you have to abandon ship, to take shelter in the magazine! One solid penetrating smack to that frontal plate, and this whole thing goes up like the 4th of July. Who designed this? I think I understand what happened here. So this detachable bit at the front, yeah? Biggest
That is a
No.
Bit of a stupid design, I'm not gonna
Warhead-filled with
lie.
Explosives. What do you think, John Starfleet?
We do not put bombs in the front of our ship.
I'm so glad they never used this in the show because, you know what? Now we can just ignore that this thing exists. In fact, I'm going to rewrite it here, okay? Screw it. You see this bit? It contains all the sensor equipment. It needs to be on the front
He's
of the
using
ship, so we've
whitebed
armored it,
audio.
but we know that's never enough, and since we
I
expect
recognize
a
that
lot of
music.
damage, it is detachable, so you can just quickly swap it out for another one when
Good
you get
choice,
back to
good choice.
Starbase. Can we all agree that's better? Can we all agree that that's the thing now? Since apparently we can just arbitrarily rewrite established 60-year-old canon on the fly now. How much clout do I need in the Star Trek community before I can overrule the living embodiment of a bad Thunderbirds puppet? We all good? We happy?
Wait, let me double check if this is not my audio that's
The
going
Defiant
on.
doesn't have any toilets. Also, can we please talk about the shuttle bay? Okay, the Defiant is small. It's built as a short-range
Okay, no, we're
combat
good.
ship, but it can land on a planet's surface and supposedly has landing struts. They're not on the plans, but they do exist somehow.
Oh my god,
So,
what were those?
Supposedly has landing. It's built as a short-range.
Were those
combat
tiny
ship, but it
axolotls
can land on
aliens?
the planet's surface and supposedly has landing struts. They're not on the plans, but they do exist somehow. So,
God.
why does it need shuttles? Well, people give me all sorts of answers. So much
I don't
so
get
that
it, it's a
people definitely
kamikaze
AI,
ship.
Not just repeating.
But he just said that people have to take cover in like the area where where the bombs are. I don't know. I don't want to be on that ship. Fucking hell.
Whatever the first result says back at you system gives me a list of them, none of which are particularly convincing outside of that one rare scenario where you have to transfer something or someone,
Hi,
and the
baby.
Defiant just can't directly dock at, land at, or teleport you there. In which case, I'd see why you'd need a shuttle. One shuttle. Not three of them, built into this neat
To
little row,
clarify,
meaning you
I know
have to
nothing
launch
of
them
this.
one
The
at a
comment
time.
was Joe.
Sorry, did I
Oh.
say three? I meant four. Plus the two work ones.
Good news.
Now the bees, great idea. These exist to facilitate emergency repairs on the exterior. This is a combat ship. Getting damage is expected. So having a couple of
I
these
think
on
that
board,
axolotl thingies were
fantastic
from the
idea.
Star Trek
But
lower
then there
decks.
is this surprise
Aw.
fourth shuttle down here. That just kind of juts awkwardly out the side. Actually, that's perfect. Why can't you just have that? Have a nice little shuttle tucked away, very efficient, very useful, instead of taking up almost your entire eternal space with this elaborate chain launch system for 3 shuttles you don't need and never use. Alright, I think they use them once. Take that space, make the med bay bigger. You know, big starships get away with having small med bays because they basically only have to deal with general day-to-day health issues. If you need more space, you have the option of turning one of the cargo bays into a tria center. The Defiant doesn't have a cargo bay. You do not have that option. You're also dealing with combat wounds. Why do you only have 3 beds and half your space is taken up with a lab? You know, the labs that you're not supposed to have?
The medical database is practically non-existent.
I mean, a lab is useful, but yeah, you don't need that much floor space if you don't have the machinery that needs it. Like, if you're only doing simple stuff like blood analysis, then you don't need big machinery.
I've downloaded as many of my files from the station as I can, but this ship simply wasn't designed to handle many casualties.
And for all this inconvenience,
You have the
for all this
space,
stripping
technically,
out of the luxury
just not the
of being
beds.
able to handle more than 3 light casualties at once, the flagrant breach of OSHA regulations, and the questionable placement of the magazines, which really should be in the center where the shuttle
Everything is
as
just
it's the most
all
armored
mixed
part of the
up.
ship.
It's
Yet
so-
another reason to get rid
it's such
of
a
it.
mess.
All the joys of having a ship that can sleep 65 and a mess hole that can only feed 16, a transporter room as big
battleship,
as the
a
med bay,
lab?
and a massive bomb
I mean,
strap.
it depends. It depends. Look, if you're on, I can imagine if you're on the road for quite a while. Let's say you're on the road for like a few months. I'd say, because they just mentioned as well that some of these ships are at least supposed to be made to travel for a few years. I would say, just like with war, you might be on the road for quite a few months. If you don't eat correctly, like, you get things like vitamin deficiencies and like you can get anemic. I would understand that you would want to have some laboratory equipment. If you're gonna have a medical bay, you want to have at least a laboratory area where you can check blood analysis and possibly like what's the English word for this? Like a little area where you can use those. What's the English word for agarblad? Oh fuck. Let me look it up. Like, take samples and like grow some bacteria on a plate with agar. Is the English word agar? And like those have to be in a little bit of little warm. Fuck, what's the word for stove? I forgot all the words.
To your front, of which
But you don't need that much
conveniently
space.
sits your
No,
shield
definitely
generator
not.
and
Not
the
for
machine
that.
which keeps your ship from falling apart. You get a tiny, expensive, incredibly impractical fighter ship that is not only resource intensive to maintain.
Wait. The last USS Defiant was designed for the TV show Deep Space Nine, which is a gas station where it was placed. So the Defiants had the DS9, the Deep Space Nine, as a dock. So they're not on the way for like months. Oh yeah, then you don't need a lab.
Comes with the benefit of having enough firepower to equal that of an upgraded Excelsior class. Look, I could go on about this all day, but I have a limited amount of time and this video is getting long enough as it is. The Defiant is one of the most beloved ships in the Star Trek fandom, and thanks to Newtrek's utter obsession...
Is it? Because he doesn't sound so happy about it.
...and anything about Star Trek outside of the common Kirk tropes, the Defiant and Deep Space Nine remain untouched by the likes of people like Kurtzman. Mostly because the plots of the episodes are too complicated for him to understand. But in our haste to worship this tough little ship...
Little?
I think we're overlooking the obvious problems. The problems being that it was designed by a team of brain-dead monkeys high on ketamine and ractogeno. I'm not saying I could design a better ship, but poor use of space, blatant OSHA violations...
I mean, he knows about a lot of stuff, so he might as well be able to design a ship.
Wacky concepts dreamed up in a cocaine fever dream, and a complete failure to understand what a battleship even does, combined with being utterly useless at its one design task, and even more useless at the task it was actually used for. If the Defiant didn't have the benefit from being shrouded in plot armor, I'd say you'd be safer in Starbug.
What the fuck?
So at this point, people are like, Laserpig, you're so sexy and brilliant, have children with me. I'm joking, I'm overweight and went prematurely bald at 16. What they actually say is, well, Mr. So-called Laser, so-called Pig, if that's your actual name, it's not, it's Malcolm. How would you design such a ship if you're so brilliant? Even though I just said I couldn't design a better ship, let's give it a try. Why the fuck not? The problem is, and yes, I know nerds tend to use the Nebula excuse to
explain it to me, Malcolm. I don't understand.
Oh, it's built for multi-mission, so it can adapt. And shut up! That is the exact problem. It was built as a short-range.
It's a mediocre show, but had a bit of a crossover between shows.
Like a starship, like the Federation design team when designing it started with everything they thought a starship should have.
Computer not working.
Shuttle bays, mess holes, etc., etc., and then removed all the things they thought it didn't need, or science labs and families and luxury things, because it's a combat ship, guys. But they've kept all this added bloat weight because in their mind, for some reason, it still has to be a functioning starship. It still has to fulfill that multi-mission role in case this single mission ship needs to do something else other than blow up whatever's in front of it. Oh, it needs to have 65 cabins in case it needs to take on extra crew. To do what? The reality is, we're approaching the problem.
I mean, if you're saving at least 100 people, I think their least of their worries is having a personal bed.
During the First World War, submarines did not have bunks, or mess halls, or days of food and water on board. They operated in large packs and would have a tender vessel nearby, which would supply them with everything they needed, but also provide space for the crew during their downtimes. And now it might be a bit of a stretch to push the Defiant's concept this far, but in my opinion, a similar idea would work better for it. A no-frill starship with nothing on it outside of as much armor and as much weapons as you can cram onto it, designed to operate in packs, and all serviced by a much larger carrier vessel which could not only service and refuel and rearm and repair those vessels, but supply everything the crew needs when not in combat. And
is he only talking about this one ship? I thought he was going to explain more ships.
I don't care. Of course, Starfleet already has a ship like that. It's called the Saber, which I would put forward as an overall better designed ship, with the problem it also has shuttle bays. Take those off, put more cannons on it, job done. Of course, that's all good and well if you look at the Star Trek universe in terms of how an actual military would function. Star Trek is not a real-world military, it's a TV show. And TV shows require a different form of logic. Season 1 of Deep Space Nine was a risk. It is a concept that took a serious diversion away from the next generation and received a lot of complaints because of it. Fans during
I'm
those
just
early
vibing to
days
the white bed
argued
audio
that
music in the
this
background.
was Star Trek. We had a wormhole open up in an entire new section of the galaxy to explore, and rather than go off and explore it, we, the audience, were left behind on this Star Trek-themed soap opera. The Defiant was an attempt by the writers to correct that, by giving the DS9 crew a means to leave the station on a ship for wacky Star Trek adventures. And this was originally envisioned as just a big shuttle. Okay, it didn't look like that. Okay, I couldn't resist.
Aww.
Sorry, it actually looked like this. But canonically, the viewers had just watched the
Sorry.
Dominion destroy a Galaxy-class starship without much effort, and the idea that the Federation's frontline defense force would be headed by shuttlecraft was nonsensical. So something with a little more teeth was proposed. This fit in with the writers who really wanted to have more intense action and battle scenes, so the Defiant's only real requirement was it be small, armed to the teeth, and look cool when it roared past the camera. Mission achieved. But when you read the behind-the-scenes stuff about the Defiant, everyone is just too excited at the idea of getting to
This is
design
some
a
good
ship
pictures,
with the
though.
cool factor that certain
I don't think I
elements
can
tend
design
to
a ship
get
looking that.
blurred. And as a result, we
Nice.
end up with a ship that is triumphantly badass in concept, but an utter disaster in any practical sense. It never needed to make sense. All it needed to do was make a bunch of nerds go woo. But the
Wait, it really is... Yeah, okay, it really is his video. I keep...
is, as I've spent the first half hour of this video trying to
Keep being
explain,
fooled.
you can't just have a combat ship, because a just combat ship cannot survive in the Star Trek universe. If you want to go around having wacky TV-friendly Star Trek adventures, then it needs to be a do-everything ship, like the Delta Flyer or the Sonic Screwdriver. It needs to be able to do whatever the plot requires of it, which in many cases means it has to be severely flawed. If the ship is too functional, if it's too practical, if it takes into account everything that could go wrong and plans for contingencies like actual naval vessels, then it becomes boring. If problems happen and they just fix it, where's the drama? Where's the excitement? Where's the show? So you need to send an inexperienced crew captained by a man who has never captained a starship before into the unknown to perform a delicate ambassadorial mission on board a prototype starship that is
You guys could have just sent me.
as the whole
I'm pretty
planet
charismatic.
itself. Because if the crew were competent, if the ship were
maybe not.
perfect, then there's no adventure. And I, having sat here for an hour trying to explain why I hate this ship so much, don't know how to conclude a
That's
video
cool
where
art.
I have to admit the Defiant sucks because Star Trek is a TV show. So instead, I'll end on a final tangent, if I may. It's a bit of a weird tangent and possibly a little bit of a hot take, assuming I have any credibility left in the Star Trek community and
Is it so hot it's gonna make bacon?
It down by the hand of Stuart Foley. I wish
To be fair,
propose
you
a
were a
rather
great
meek
captain in
defense
Barotrauma.
of the
I
Borg
tried my
fleet.
best.
I know. Hear me out, okay? The thing is,
Oh,
there's
we need
this
to plan
thing in the
another
world
Barotrauma.
called military logic. Now, if you type military logic into Google, what you'll end up with is a lot of very complicated explanations that like using big words like critical, strategical conditioning, blah, 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 blah. Ignore it. Military logic is... Well, okay, if you're playing a video game, say for example some World War II shooter, and you're advancing on this town, what is the first thing you do? Well, you take out your binoculars and you look at the top of the church spire. Why? Because there's a sniper up there. There's always a sniper in the church tower, because it's the best place for a sniper to be, and now that sniper is dead.
This time
But
we'll
what
have
if there's
access to
no
our own
sniper in the
station.
tower? What if
Fuck
the
yeah.
sniper is somewhere else? Well, that, in a nutshell, is military logic. If you are always logical, if you always do exactly what is the best and most logical thing you can do in any situation, you become predictable. And in war,
So I'd be really good because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So if I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, the enemy doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing.
or if you become predictable, you die. So have you ever heard of the idiot at the table theory? Okay, this is a bit of a barman statement, but bear with me. The idea goes that top generals will invite a junior officer, typically of low potential with not much intelligence, to top-level briefs, where they discuss war plans and will be directly asked their opinion. Because if an idiot can work out your battle plan, you can bet your enemy has already worked out what it is and is preparing defenses against it. But on the other hand, sometimes their plan is just so stupid that it might actually work. Some people are too
Yeah.
smart for their own good and will miss things
If the
that a
enemy
stupid
doesn't expect
person will
it.
find obvious. It's a strange phenomenon that I'm sure has some clever names, but I don't know what it is. To the Borg, an entity of
Surprise
pure
butt
logic,
sex.
the Queen is their idiot at the table. The problem the Borg have is when they encounter other races like humans, they're not dealing with an equally logical force. Humans are irrational, illogical, and prone to taking risks. They're driven by things like petty rivalries and revenge. These are concepts that are entirely alien to the Borg. Their purely logical hive mind cannot comprehend such things, so they basically need to create something which can. An illogical force feeding the logical force with the irrational and the emotional.
Wait, is that
in
not
order
the
to make
android
those
dude?
things both not only comprehensible, but potentially predictable. If you want a better example of this in sci-fi, this was a problem faced by the Daleks of the Doctor Who franchise during their war with the Malevians. Malevians? Villains? Whatever. Two purely logical races driven by massive battle computers which could calculate billions of possibilities and create strategies, but only ever chose the option which guaranteed the most success, thus making their strategy effortlessly predictable to the opposing computer, resulting in a perfect stalemate. The Daleks solved this problem by bringing in Davros, their creator, a being that, though hyper-intelligent, was, by the Daleks' own definition, flawed, and thus could think in the ways that the Malevian battle computer could not comprehend, which gave them the edge. The Queen is basically that. Yeah, she's weird and horny, and it makes no sense why she would be the leader of a race devoted to logical perfection, but her flaws is what give the Borg the ability to think when faced by races who do not operate in the most logical way. My name's been Laserpig. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you'd like more information on why the Acclamator is the best ship in Star Wars, I will never make that video, but feel free to comment below as it helps with my asylum application.
Well, that was some spaceship talk. I am going to the toilet, and then we're gonna open up Fire Alpaca, and we're gonna start working on our spaceship. Because holy fucking shit, we need a ship. We need a logical ship. We need a logical ship that can hold at least 1,000 Grammys and possibly more because we're still growing. And it's gonna have to. Okay, you know what? I'm first going to the toilet, and then we're gonna write down what we all need. You're welcome. You're welcome. He goes on a very long tangent, but he's very fun. He is very funny. Ow. I felt that. Not my phantom sense. Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit. Go grab something to drink for yourself. Go grab some cheese. Go to the toilet. I'll see you in a bit. Oh, I didn't turn on any music. It was just silent. That's so awkward. Fuck. I'm sorry. Okay, let me see. Let me actually turn on some music. Because that is... Hello, silence, my old friend. Yeah. Why am I floating in the air? Ow. Okay. What kind of ship type do I want to see? Oh, let me first take off my glasses so the fucking webcam doesn't get fooled around all the time. Sorry for making you watch a weird video. Hope you find it interesting. It is interesting. I was just wondering why he wasn't talking about the ships at some point. I was like, wait, I need to know more about the ships though. He's only talking about one ship. Shit. I don't know. Like, what type of ship do we need? We don't need a battleship.
Scout Research CH ship designs, no?
Yeah, basically. What Storm said. Storm's really smart. Star Trek Online. There you have all their ship types that you can look at. It's parted up into 3 types of ships. Science research, battleship, and engineering. Long cylindrical main body with 2 round thrusters at the base. Perhaps the main body has a thicker section just before the thrusters. The Peebus. Just the Peebus ship. I guess a science/research then? He tangents a lot and is a person of context. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It was an interesting video. Let me look something up. Star Trek Online. No AI. I just want a picture. Leave me alone. Is that one of the... I was gonna say, is that one of those round ones? But these all seemed round. Do we go with round though? We don't have to exactly follow their blueprints. I might be sued for copyright if I do.
I call it the not a penis ship style.
Not the penis, it's the Peebus. This is actually a pretty cool shape. But I'm not sure what the Research Warbird. Wait, let me... Oh my god. I have a fucking elephant as a neighbor. The Peebus. Oh, the knot with the... I only heard the TTS. I didn't see yet how you wrote it. So Steam, I have a lifetime there, so I have access to everything. Oh Jesus, you have the game. He also shed on the new Russian tank they were developing, and he did some stuff to support Ukraine, like buying trucks for military. Damn, he has money to buy trucks? Multiple? Damn. I saw this one in a quick Google image search. This looks pretty cool. I am not thinking logically. I am just looking at a ship and think, that looks cool. Maybe I should follow that design. I want to buy trucks for the Ukrainian military. You can buy a truck, maybe. Does this look like a big enough ship to hold 1,000 Grammys? That is still increasing. Let me also grab what Heavy designed at some point. Let's see, let's see. It's been a while since I've looked at that file. It's somewhere.
Marley, Google. Dreadnought game ship designs.
I'll be right there. I can't find it. Where is it? Oh, here. I would like to keep these colors. Let me make some more space. Dreadnought game ship designs. Let me see. Damn. Those are big. Big and war looking. Damn. Just send over a couple of guide trucks and say this is all I could. What is it? That is probably funnier if I knew what type of truck that was. But I'm not a car person. I don't really know where to start. Do I start with a blueprint of what I need? Or do I start with the general shape of the ship? They're Japanese mini trucks. Adorable looking, really. Oh no. Also, let me quickly look up Oban Star Racer designs. There was a Lego set of this, or is this yeah, it's Lego. Oh, it's Lego ideas. Look. I want my tiny ship that is like a one-person holding ship.
Dreadnoughts are basically massive spaceship factories that are also fortresses and weapon platforms that can move.
Damn. Jesus. I want my personal tiny ship to be like this one. Possibly. Because it looks cool. But maybe this is not really aerodynamic. So maybe I'll like make it like, I don't know. That looks like a penis, never mind. Don't draw a penis. Is it the ships from Starbound? Oh my god, there's so many options. I'm not sure if I can... Yeah, so what kind of blueprint do I need to start with? Do I start with the main shape? Or do I start with the side view blueprint? Or do I start with the flat blueprint? What do I do? I never designed a ship.
Let's start by listing things we need.
Okay, so we'll take this one away for a bit. We need... What do we need? What do they call it again? We need a helm. Of course. Probably cargo, because we're researching like thingamajig. Cargo. Sleeping quarters. That's not how you write quarters. Engine. You know, seems pretty important. Engine. Looked up the design for the Floran ship from Starbound, and I think a portion of the top reminiscent of a greenhouse would fit the plant idea, make Nilwyn happy, because occasionally take care of plants that aren't making a colossally stupid choices. Hey! Fair, but still. Let me show though, let me see
Would
the...
you prefer jumping into a VC of sorts to just yap about this, or is here fine?
Maybe it's easier to hop into the VC real quick for that.
Cargo space? No. Car no fly. Cargo road.
A car needs to go. That one looks like a vibrator. It looks like a vibrator.
Can I join the VC too?
Sure.
XD.
Yeah, I'm in stream room, so everybody who is a trusted person can hop on in.
Hello.
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 Hello. It's a storm too.
Hello.
Okay.
Let me up you a bit. There. So space.
Yes. Final frontier.
Hi Gardines! Welcome to the stream! We're designing Spaceship. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm currently designing my spaceship that I've already been driving for 3 years.
Well, the thing is, before you didn't really have an idea of just what to do with it.
That's fair. And the fan art idea that Heavy made, it's a good start, but it's probably too small for 1,000 Grammys.
You mean the one that you have on the screen right now, correct?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
To be fair, it may look small. You do have to remember that when it comes to spaceship size, the size is relative.
That's true. This one also looks small, depending on...
It can be bigger than it is, so...
Maybe we can sort of go off this shape and then add little windows like this one has to make it seem like it's like super massive.
Yeah, that works, yeah. I'm sharing the screen right now of different ships from the Star Trek universe now.
Let me see.
So...
Okay, so you have cargo, sleeping quarters, helm, engine, medical.
Oh yeah, medical. Med bay.
And science too. You need science room.
Yeah, the research room, yeah.
Yes.
Science.
And
to be fair, those two can be basically next to each other. So
yeah,
I'm gonna use you all in experiments.
And also,
I'm already listing stuff in my LSST message.
shuttle bay if you need that.
Oh, that's true.
Depends on
Oh,
the size.
Fairbanks also said something. Let's see. Research bay, lab, crew quarters. Engineering bay is also...
Yes, engineering is a must.
That's a lot of stuff that we need.
Yes.
Engine?
Escape pods, I would say, are relative because depending on how many smaller spaceships we have, the ship itself has, those can be also used as escape pods.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say rather smaller ships because I like the idea of I'm not obsessed, but that little gremlin in my brain is like, oh my god, Oban Star Racers, make a tiny ship. So I would like to add tiny ships that we can then use for racing.
That does sound good.
What about this then?
Oh wait.
This is a utility ship, so it has different forms.
But they do all kind of sort of look the same with like the disc.
Yes.
This is from the first ship's order on this game is showing off the old type of ships that they had from the first TV series, and then you come into this one. Like this science is from newer series. You can see most of that on the engine type. You can see from which series they are from. And then you have this, and then you see it's not so very round anymore.
So which one is the coolest?
To be honest,
Because we can basically make it as big as we want to.
Here is our favorite ship, yo.
No, that
Oh,
is
no.
literally a floating coffin.
Well, it's not only the Defiance, this is the Gallant. It's a different version.
And it also has like the little bomb in the front, like the Defiance.
Yes.
Jesus.
But it also has more guns in the front too.
Fuck yeah, guns! We need at least one gun, right?
Are you sure you want guns on the ship?
Even as Scout research does need guns to defend itself.
Because what if we're finding space pirates?
Yes, but also those guns do not have to be lethal. They can be used to slow down pursuers while you escape.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe stun guns then.
EMP would be more fitting.
EMP guns.
Or not EMP. What was it called again? Ion laser. It's an ionized beam that is just disabling electronics.
Radiation. Fuck.
To be fair, those two are similar. So the EMP and ion.
Ooh, lounge
Ion
and a
is
lounge
just
and
more
a
useful.
cafeteria.
Here we have this is a different type of variant of the Defiant though. It has a wing this time.
It looks like a little maxi pad.
Yes.
Oh my god, what if I just make it look like a tampon?
No.
But here you have the ship that is mostly for long, deep science ship.
If you turn it around, it looks like a spoon.
Yes. Spoon! It's a spoon ship.
Oh my god, it's an ice cream spoon.
Yeah, but the game is giving us all the different version of the ship though. So this is the cock train.
Cock train?
Cock train, yes. This is the cock train variant of the Voyager, and then you have the Discovery. This is one of the USS Discoveries. So you can see the ships are quite different between class types and length.
They are.
And then you have the Pathfinder that is suddenly everything is under the ship instead of being fat.
And
then you have the Warbirds though. These are also...
That could be like a smaller ship.
Yeah. Hummingbird.
Oh my god.
And then you have the assault cruisers, the first battleship the Enterprise was turned into.
So what is more logical, a rounded design or a blocky design?
In space, it does not matter.
It really does not matter.
I guess that's fair. You don't need aerodynamics in space.
Except if your ship is need to go in atmosphere, then you should have a bit more aerodynamics.
Yeah.
Yes, but for that we can also use the small ships.
That's true. That's true. Because if you need to go down to like another planet, you might want to prevent your main ship from breaking down on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we have a scout research ships.
Thank you, Gardines.
The ship Luna.
Oh yeah, we also need a compartment for ammunition if we're gonna have
Yeah.
weapons.
Torpedoes.
Why are spaceships so difficult?
Marley, can we put the torpedoes beside the gas?
Yes,
By the fuel
let's do
tanks?
that.
So yeah.
Perfect.
We have Luna.
We put the torpedoes inside the rooms.
Just put it right above the cockpit.
Yeah. So there is so many different designs. Right now I'm actually flying around in this type of ships at the moment. A Star
Very pointy.
Cruiser. Very pointy ship, yeah. Very flat and pointy.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I'll
But it is not
follow.
it is not a fat fuck Friday.
But actually this one is actually pretty cool too though. The Hermes.
Oh, that is cool.
You have the engine on top hanging above the ship, and then you have spoilers engineering in the back here.
Oh, so technically I also need to make sure that I draw like in a perspective. Oh, this is gonna be horrible. I'm gonna have to draw in a perspective. Let me just draw a block. There's
Or
just
you have
a...
this one, though.
Technically, you do not have to draw another perspective because all you can do is side and top down.
Hmm.
You do not have to do it at an angle or something.
Yeah, but what I mean is if I design it now at an angle, I immediately know what the top and the side looks like.
But to be honest, this is actually one of the first ships I ever seen in the game that is actually not having the standard Starfleet form. This deep space science ships. Destiny, yeah. Destiny is the most like flat form ship, yeah.
That is very flat.
And then you have game, please. Oracle. There we go. Looks like speed.
So what if I take like one of those pointy fronts? Because we're gonna need some more space. For whatever the fuck we're gonna do.
Yes. Shoot. Shoot it out.
And then like I add the other part of like the ship that Heavy designed sort of on it. Which okay. Oh, this is like making time maps. My brain is just like I need to know the inside to make the outside, but I need to know the outside to make the inside. And I don't know where to start.
We also have science ships.
Easiest way, Marley, first is just with a shape.
Yeah. Outside shape, and then we have to half it from the outside to make the inside.
Depends from who you stole it. From industrial faction, blocky, utilitarian.
True. You did say that in lore you did steal the ship. And that faction, if I'm correct, you said it was the faction that created you. So that would mean the ship itself would be rather, let's say, specific in the design.
Yeah.
Because definitely Scout research ship is very fitting for that faction. The question is, would their designs be more blocky or more sharp?
Or a long disc?
That is the biggest question. Round, sharp, or blocky? Like those three choices that dictate most stuff.
And also, you also have to remember some ships can also detach from each other.
Oh shit! Making it more difficult.
Yes, like Enterprise D that we talked about, that I talked about a bit. That was a giant cruise ship in space. They can detach the top part of the ship, and that is the passenger compartment, and send that away to safety, while the bottom part of the ship, that is the engine and everything, is actually the battleship of the cruise ship. That is how they did in how they are that in lore, though, in ship. So that is also, you need to if they have that to factor into how you want to build the ships.
I don't know how to build a ship.
That's why we are here.
I guess I would go with a blocky design. I always had a more blocky design in mind. Oh.
A blocky design.
Let me just make a random blocky design. I'm just gonna follow the random blocky design. I'm gonna improve maybe a little bit on it. Or maybe I make it worse.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. The first thing you need is shape. Nothing more. Like, just use shapes. If you are going with blocky, then rectangles, squares, trapezes, stuff like that.
And are the shapes hard shapes, or is they are soft shapes?
They're not too sharp. At least in my mind. What I've always imagined. I've been sent more in DMs.
And if you're saying that they are not as sharp, then I suppose if you would be drawing a square, then slightly cutting off corners could work. Like basically just cutting off a corner by using a triangle, you could say.
Yeah.
Because that way they are not as sharp, and they are still blocky.
Blocky?
And that way you kind of have something that Heavy has as well. You're keeping that idea, technically.
Yeah. Just get my ship a booty.
You definitely can. That is where the engines will go, so it is useful.
I can't see fucking shit.
You say that. the stream can see less.
Yeah.
Let me just outline it real quick.
Yeah, that would be the
It's not
best.
visible at all.
Yeah, if you look from afar, yeah. Definitely not as visible.
Meow. Meow.
The angles, Mason. What do they mean?
Ah!
All of them.
Engineers looking at my spaceship and be like, what the fuck is this?
You may say that, but I can already see some places with very good uses.
Okay, let's see. Maybe this should be a little bit bigger. So it could be something important on top. I don't know.
I mean, let's be fair. That is probably the little bit to the front at the top. That will be most likely where the helm will be.
You mean like this or like this entire part? Because we're also like sort of having to keep stuff small, right? To make it seem big.
If we are going a bit more for the size, then I would say you see the little pointing out bit.
This part?
Yeah, that would be the best helm the best helm location, I would say.
Hell.
Are you sure you want the helm in the front, or do you want to have the helm in the middle and have sensor that looks out for you? That is also the question.
Fuck. There's so many options. No.
There is. And also, you can also have two types of helms. You can have one main helm, and then you can have the secondary helm for if the main helm is being taken out, or you have a battle helm.
Then I could have both, one in the front and one in the middle. Because if the ship's also gonna be massive, the time that it takes to go from one area to another might take so long. You might be too late if you need to run to the helm.
True, but I would say what Mali said is correct. Although, depending on the ways of transportation, that can also count. Because if you're just having to run the hallways, that is gonna take a while. If you're using a ladder, that is gonna take even longer.
Yeah.
So what I would say, when it comes to traveling up and down, in my opinion, two best ways. Ladders for emergencies if something basically gets destroyed, and the main way would be smaller elevators.
Oh.
Because that way you can, of course, smaller elevators, I do not mean the same ones that we have on Earth with cables and stuff.
No, like little pods. Little pods that go like through the tubes.
Either that, or if we are going with a utilitarian ship, so more blocky, more on the utility, less on the looks, I would say something that basically is a platform attached to a rail on the wall.
Ah.
So basically, instead of falling straight down, it is basically going on like a conveyor or something.
Yeah.
Holding rail to the wall. Then coming into a bit of Gundam area on the ships, though.
Yes, but
gravity.
Yeah, the thing is, it is not specifically like basically, how do I say this? It is not strictly going up and down by something like that. It would be more of it would be basically more going on the teeth. So if a malfunction happens, it is gonna block itself from falling down, falling up, basically stop in place immediately.
Yeah.
That actually would be a good idea. I just think about it myself. What about having the hallways where you're going back and forth to have no gravity? And where everyone is, or the places and the rooms where everyone have gravity in them.
I mean, what would be quicker?
So what you're saying, Paka, is normal rooms gravity, basically hallways no gravity?
Yeah.
That could work.
Marley,
although
category
at that point the problem is one, like a stronger hit to the side of the ship, you are going to land in the wall.
Yeah.
Because you are not gonna move, the ship is gonna move instead.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way of having to go traverse through the ship. Bammy, klaar nu.
If we are going for a big ship, I might just have thought of a way.
Oh.
So basically corridors kind of bigger, but because for example, the corridor is split in half. One side is basically you can normally walk, run, stuff like that. The other side is blocked off, for example, by glass. That is pretty strong. For example, bulletproof glass even. Because the other part would be like a trolley cart system.
Like,
Then is you just go back over to turbo lifts.
Yes, I'm just saying that it is always an idea for the horizontal travel instead of vertical.
I thought actually turbo lift was actually going all the ways around.
no, I'm just trying. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this
Yeah.
thing and I'm like, how am I going to
you're making
divide it
levels,
and
yeah.
everything?
Yeah, you're making levels. Do not be scared of making some rooms more than one story tall.
Yeah, because we also need like at least the cargo and the engine room need to be bigger.
Yes.
Yeah. If you think about the Star Trek universe cargo room, where it's 4 floors because of the dilithium reactor, isn't it?
Right.
Star Trek, sorry.
Right. The source of power itself does need a pretty big room. Though, if we want to borrow something from Heavy's design, the solar sails.
Yeah, that works too.
Because those could be ways to gather power.
That too, yeah.
Outside of combat, that is.
I mean, I can write it down.
And in case of combat,
Should that be right sails?
not only may we have an additional reactor, just for the if the solar sails get taken out, but the solar sails themselves could work as reactive armor because they could protect some parts of the ship from being hit.
Oh,
because
that too.
they take the damage instead.
Bemmy! I might be
Also,
making
Marley,
this too big.
Also,
Bemmy,
Marley,
kleiner!
yes, I am. Also, Marley, yes, I am thinking of this in a very utilitarian way because of games I played. Mainly Space Engineers.
Damn.
Yeah, Space Engineer is very blocky.
Oh
if you
shit,
don't,
and it's
use
also
gold.
like dinner time. Fuck. I haven't
Yeah.
drawn anything yet. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, here, Marley. I think I found a slice of how some inside looked like. Putting in the chat here.
We might actually need to
The-
dedicate like an entire stream to this and just sit in the voice chat.
Most
And...
definitely, yes.
If you look inside of the stream room chat, you will see how some rooms are multi-storage and multi-levels.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that is so many rooms.
Yeah, that this is.
So yeah,
this is
I'm making this
the-
way too big already. Like all these rooms. I
This
need
is
to
the
leave
sovereign
space.
This is the Enterprise Sovereign class type of ship, so yes, it's very big.
So big.
Yes, it's very big. But I'm just showing it as example though.
The heckin' amount of rooms I see, fucking hell.
How many people can this hold?
930.
Jesus. Wait, that means I have to make something like this because I need space for like 1,000 Grammys.
You have to make something bigger even.
Oh no!
Or we coming up to the Enterprise D size. Because Enterprise D is the cruise ship of in space.
Oh no! What if I started?
A project for many months.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
let's see if
we might need to keep the drawing part for another stream because.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my god.
Marley, there are at least
this is just
1,001 crew
planning.
members.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we have it. Open the picture in a new.
Alright, let me get a
Hey.
class machine.
Let's just treat this one as planning, and that is it.
Yes, because I don't.
I definitely need to change the shape a bit in the future because I need space for a 1,000
Here-
Grammys.
Yeah, the next one is a Galaxy class. That is the cruise ship class of the Star Trek era.
Oh,
And if you look at that picture, you cannot zoom enough in.
oh
Yeah.
my god. It looks
is
like a
massive.
fucking microorganism scientific fucking picture.
It literally does, though.
Jesus.
It literally fucking does.
Oh my god.
Musk. I think Musk is about to send you a reference for a 40k ship.
Oh no. Like the one that is that the one that we saw in the video?
No.
There are bigger.
Even bigger. That one was already the size of a fucking city.
There is a spaceship. Space station the size of a moon in 40k.
Okay, I'm gonna have to make this bigger.
Trust me, Marley. The ships in 40k get massive.
They get really massive, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if there is a giant mech that has a cathedral on its back, and that one is kilometers tall, and has a literal city on its back instead of a cathedral. Well, cathedral-sized city.
Yeah.
There we go. Here is another picture of the D class. And you also can see the different class between the standard A, B, and
Yeah.
C.
Yeah. So that dinner plate alone has a massive amount of rooms.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
And you can see in the middle on the saucer, there is the cockpit. Just so far behind. Where it actually is.
Like Musk says, in 40k the ships get so massive they are considered countries.
Yes.
I believe that if I saw that fucking ship and just hear that there's even something fucking bigger. Oh my god.
Yeah, 40k also, in the 40k universe, they also sang the different clans per ship in the ship too. Like you have the lower deck clans, that is about 50 to 60 different families.
I'm gonna try and make it all smaller and make it, I don't know.
And then you have the middle deck that is mostly of middle management. Has a lot of clans too.
I don't trust that deck. It sounds like it has a lot of middlemen in it.
Yeah. So yeah.
This is why I'm a character designer. My god.
Not a ship designer, I see.
Yeah. This is why I didn't go into architecture. Why is this so big? What is this even? Oh no, I'm drawing it on the wrong fucking layer too. I am not that.
No Musk. No.
Hi, Inka.
We are not orcs. We are not strapping engines and buildings to a fucking meteorite.
I'm a tank.
Turns into a tank.
I'm a tank.
Well, he's a fucking orc. I am a Moklian. What are you talking about? Rude. You're motherfucking racist. How dare you?
I think instead of being racist, he meant that you design spaceships like an orc.
Probably, yeah. No, I'm literally
built from scrap and rocks.
I'm literally just like, okay, where would I put for example, like a cargo? And I'm like, okay, I'll put it here. I'll put the cargo here because I would assume the engine goes here, the engine room. And now I feel like it's too small, but then I'm like, we're gonna need so much space that the hallways are literally this fucking size. And that might still be too big. Why would I even need a long hallway? Where's the hallway gonna lead to? I don't know. Do I just plop the big pieces and then just put little pieces around it?
Finally.
One of the twins who you think is a red. You heard it here, Storm. You're now red.
It's... Hello, Inca.
To be honest, the only reason I know who it is because I looked in the VC and he was the one asking to join the VC, not red. Even in real life, you two look exactly the fucking alike. I for sure 100% expected you guys to say like, oh yeah, no, I'm Storm, I am red, and then later on like switch glasses for a moment to be like, no, I'm Storm, I'm red.
Red drives, Storm's a passenger. I can confirm that too.
I mean, I am doing my driver's license, so there will be more similarities.
Yeah.
God dang it. Don't get the driver's license. Get the light truck license instead. There we go.
Fucking driving a K-truck with no safety equipment whatsoever.
Yes. That's the good one.
Wait, Red's playing Borrowed Trauma? Maybe we should take a Borrowed Trauma ship as inspiration.
That's also true. You could use that, but the scale would be worse.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
Because under the submarines,
they're not gonna be as big enough.
Submarine size.
Yeah. Shit. How do people do this? Damn. This is not Borrowed Trauma based. I mean, it's sort of. It didn't start as. Why is the music not playing? I swear to the fucking stars.
So Inky, we could base it on Borrowed Trauma. The problem is, Mari wanted to have 1000 space graves in this one.
I want to have enough space for all the entirety of the community.
I mean,
we might have to make several of these ships because if we're gonna grow and we have only space for 1,000 Grammys, where are the other 1,000 gonna go?
Marley, let's be honest, aren't you using some of the space Grammys as insulation already?
Yes, that's true. And drugs.
Don't go with mask and snorting space dust.
They'll return. They'll return. Once the drugs are worn off, the space Grammy is back. It's magic. It's space magic.
No, it's space dust.
Let's see. I guess you would put a med bay in the middle. Or not? No, you would put living quarters in the middle.
Honestly, with this size of the spaceship, we might want like two medicals, maybe more.
It's true.
Because for 1,000 people?
That is true. Fuck me. I did not think this through at all.
And unless you want to put like the whole building size medical bay in that to fit the 1,000 possible 1,000.
Just put a little tower on top of it, like, yeah, here's the med bay, go climb the fucking stairs with your broken leg.
To be honest, you don't need a very big med bay. Because you don't, if you think about it, there is not always so many people in the med bay at the same time.
Until we get a pandemic on board.
Well, then you use the hallways. Learn it from the Norwegian where we put everyone in the hallways.
More than getting a fucking fleet. We'll make a Grem fleet. The Gremlin fleet. Fuck yeah. I think medbay should be away from the engine and the engineering to give the patients rest. That is true. I guess up here somewhere we could put a med bay. Not too big, because it's all in tiny perspective.
A bigger size med bay with a skylight.
Yeah, just there.
I look into the stars as they look back.
And maybe a smaller one somewhere, like down below. Not too close to the engine, but you know, just so you don't have to walk 20 kilometers with your broken leg through the ship.
Also, since we have set someone in chat, Inky, why the heck did you message me about playing tabletop Warhammer, and did not write back when I said when I was available?
No.
It was a few weeks ago already.
That's a while ago.
Yes, it is. Yes, I did message you back. Somebody forgot.
Oh, no. This is one of those moments of like either Discord didn't give a ping, or she saw the message and then was like, "Yes, I will answer this," and then answer in your head and not answer in real life. We both did.
Inky, I did not forget about this. I was literally waiting who knows how fucking long until you wrote something back.
I don't know where to put anything.
Because I didn't know your schedule. I literally mentioned my whole week was basically from this hour to this hour.
Would probably be central to the ship for easy access, and also not exposed in case of hull
And
damage.
you wrote nothing. So I didn't even know. So I didn't even know when you were available. That's why I was waiting for you to message back.
That's not how you write engine. Fuck.
Gina.
Engine. Indie be engine.
In the engine. In the engine.
Indie beninging.
In the engine.
Honestly, Inky, the situation was so fucking funny that I wanted to just prolong it, see how long it would take you. I honestly, I thought it would take. Yes, Inky, I am evil because I do love myself. just playing around with people. I love teasing them for the smallest things. Hello, Andy.
Any?
No, he's just being delusional.
Hi. Do you have any idea of spaceships?
What?
Yes.
Perfect.
Things that goes zoom very fast.
Hey.
I just didn't understand the question. What was it again?
I'm trying to design a spaceship, but I think it's... Uh,
That sounds life mood.
Marley's having a problem.
living quarters. Living quarters are just gonna be, like, I don't know, behind the fucking med bay.
Well, you can actually also... There's also a thing more you can do. You can actually put on... move the sleeping quarters a bit around, so you have some of the crew that is closer to where they actually work.
Oh, you need your
Don't turn
exercise.
off
Start
dark
walking.
tide this instant.
Still, you can put the crew that they work on one side on the other side.
I'll just start making random blocks. I don't know what to do with the blocks. You don't get a personal sleeping quarter? I'm nowhere near done with anything.
Okay, finally.
I don't know how to make ships.
So you take one character that you really like, and you take another character that you really like, and then you might make them kiss.
No, kiss.
You bang two rocks together, make science.
You know, you could take inspiration from void rats.
Yeah, I think I need to look into some spaceship stuff. Because I don't want to necessarily copy something, but I really have no fucking idea what I'm doing.
No, I found this credible source. I think they have pretty good designs. NASA classified documents do not leak. What's the worst that can happen?
Just leak it.
I mean,
on stream? Oh my god.
To be fair,
become a leak.
To be fair, I have a few games that I may use to express this shape.
I feel so dumb. I feel so fucking dumb.
What for?
Because I have no idea what I'm doing and it doesn't make any sense. It just looks like a fucking Windows fenster that I just made here. Nothing is in proportion. You know what? We're gonna leave this for another stream. We're just gonna... You know what? We have the helm. And I'll probably have to... This probably has to be bigger too. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna save this and we're just gonna... I'm gonna forget that this existed today. Yay! But we did get to watch a fun video. What if you started by a top view of the room setups and then build the hull around with the view on the side? That's the thing. My brain keeps freezing because in my mind I need to know how the outside of the ships look to make the inside, but I need to know what the inside looks like to make the outside. You know, so it's literally like I'm just dead. I'm frozen.
I think in some countries, in some parts of the world, that is called anxiety.
So I just made this random block based on the ship that Heavy made. And I was just hoping to fill it in with more blocks. But also I need to make... Well, I don't need, but I want to make an environment that holds all the Grammys. But that I'm not sure if that's possible.
Make a whole bunch of hallways, fill in the blocks next to the hallways.
But where do I put the blocks?
Just guesswork. In fact, let me just yoink. In the meanwhile, how is life? How is everyone?
Oh, I need to start making dinner.
Yes. Dinner.
Other than that, I haven't gotten worse with the cold that I caught, so that's good.
Yes. I'm getting sick too, though.
Oh no.
Yeah. Every autumn I'm getting sick. I hate it.
I'm so glad I don't have children because those are fucking germ generators. They lick the fucking floor, they lick the fucking door handles, they lick other people's fucking shoes and they bring it all home. They probably would lick each other's fucking
What?
nasty gunk that they like, spew out of their nose if they could. If the teacher wouldn't stop them.
Lick everything. Become a doggo.
Disgusting.
Drive as administrator.
I didn't. This doesn't make any sense.
Sense. We are not making any sense here. The only sense we have here is sensei. Cross that out.
There are no cents. I'll have you know my wallet is empty.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to look at some spaceship stuff. And plan an actual stream, like fully into designing this thing. Where we don't watch a video of an hour. So we have more time.
Yes. I feel like some of the hour I would like to have back. Because I felt that it was too long of a damn hour.
I was hoping for more spaceship information because I'm still stumped.
Boom, there you go. I'm so cool.
But it was a start,
I made
though.
boxes.
You made
Yes,
boxes?
you are cool.
I sent you boxes.
Sent me boxes?
Very random boxes.
Ah, very random boxes. And dots.
Is that true?
There's white dots on it.
Andy.
Oh my god, that's very true. Yes?
Yes, you are cool.
Oh. I remembered a very random joke that I have been having lately and I hate it. Still, is it okay if I do it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's really nice of you. Think penis explosion spell.
Excuse me?
Yes.
What are you doing to my peebus?
Explosion.
My peebus exploded.
Can't believe it, not again.
Oh my god. I couldn't hold it in anymore.
Not like that.
Oh.
Okay, I entirely forgot what I was doing. There we go. I'm an idiot. Okay.
I'm just gonna add random lines.
My favorite.
Your favorite. But yeah, I got to... Why, Nvidia, do you come with the update now when you had the update yesterday? God dang it, Nvidia.
Because fuck you, that's why. Just like Windows updates.
Yeah, the Windows update came yesterday too. I was
God
like,
damn it.
Why? Yes. I was like, why?
Why now?
Yeah, exactly. Why now?
Okay. I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm gonna let this sudder. I'm gonna look up some stuff. And maybe I'll ask around in the collab discussion channel when people can hump in? No, jump in.
Wait.
No.
Manly, why the fuck would you hump in?
God damn it. I did not mean to say that.
Oh my god.
See, if you really want it, Oni-chan.
So yeah.
Thank you for hopping in though. Yeah, I'll ask around in the server for when we can do something like this. Because I need help. I'm not even sure if it's gonna be possible to make a ship that holds 1,000 Grammys, because I did not imagine my ship to be that fucking huge. So maybe I'll have a fleet. Maybe I'll just design a ship, and we're just gonna have like slightly variations of that, like floating together through space.
Oh, that's actually would be a cool idea though. I've been watching some anime called Gerentina, and I saw a movie that had cars that was moving around, and they connected together to make a whole city.
Ooh, damn! I mean, we have the smaller spaceships in like the cargo area, so we could use those as well. We don't have to be connected per se. We can use those smaller ships also like to traverse between bigger ships.
That works.
And then we can have also... Oh, but then you need a space helmet. That's gonna be for next time. Okay. I'm gonna hop off and I'm gonna raid out. So I'm gonna thank you guys for popping into the voice chat. And hopefully we can do this again in the near future.
Yeah, that will be fun. I'm down to just jump in and do it like...
Jumping and humping?
Yeah, jumping and humping.
Jumping and humping. Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
See you later.
Have a good one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we're gonna raid out because it's very obvious. I need some preparation for this. Let me see who's online, so we can send our support over. Can I please go to? Okay, I found somebody. You heard something about the Dutch language. Does lul mean something interesting? That means dick. I'm not joking. That means dick. It does indeed mean something interesting. Oh. But we also use it as a curse, like to call a male person technically a bitch. It's the male equivalent of bitch in our language as well. Which is kind of funny. Is this tiger? This is tiger. No tiger. I'm gonna give you guys the raid message. And I'm gonna copy it as well because I am lazy. Really interested in dig them. Hello. Okay, I have found somebody. So I am going to start the countdown for now and say thank you for coming to this interesting stream. I hope you guys liked reacting to the video, and I hope in the near future that we'll be able to continue this spaceship design because it is interesting. I just really suck at designing spaceships, like in a logical way. For now, grab a snacky, hydrate yourself, and keep in mind you are important and you are loved, no matter where you are on this godforsaken globe of dirt floating through space. I will be online again later tonight. I might be a little bit later, seeing the time. I went a little bit over time, and I got a bunch of stuff to do. But yeah, I will be online again tonight with Silksong. And keep in mind, the Silksong stream for tomorrow will be replaced by the collab that I'm gonna start up with Andy, with our own redesigned little character models for specifically the game itself. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome. And I hope to see you guys in one of those streams, because I'm very much looking forward to it. Okay, I'm gonna make some food. See you guys later. Bye.